muffled.
619. Welcome everyone to TOGG Gaming Group. We're glad you guys could join us for episode 92 of Atavar Ascension. Yay! The only one who cheers. Okay, I'm sorry.
But
There's 91 too many episodes. I can't.
Find everybody out.
Yes.
This is why I prefer paper.
Yes. Anyway,
luckily, I have paper.
yes. Anyway, so as always, got to give a shout out to our sponsors. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, the links for those sponsors should have just posted in the chats there. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to get it to post everywhere we're streaming. So if you're watching on Rumble or TikTok or something like that, I'm sorry. But or X.
For you.
Yeah, sorry. But the links are also going to be in the description of the video on like YouTube, so you can find them there. Go check out Critical Hit Gaming Supplies, www.criticalhitgaming-supplies.com, and make sure if you see something you like and decide to purchase it, use discount code TOGG15 to get 15% off your purchase. Also check out Fanroll. They got some great stuff, and if you follow the link from our channel and go and you decide to purchase something, your purchase will help support the channel, and we really appreciate that. And last but not least, SideQuest Cards and Games. Go ahead and take it away, you guys.
Hey guys, we just spent like $10,000 on board games for Dice Tower. Please help us recuperate the cost of this massive financial decision. That will be the 4th of July weekend, July 2 through 6th. We're also doing a D&D live play event here at Hourglass Brewing in Longwood, Florida, just south of Orlando on the 8th, where you can go ahead and play in Jason's game and develop his game system alongside him. We'll also have 5e systems and Savage World available to play. Tickets are required to be purchased in advance, as the DMs need to know how many players they have going into session. So please purchase your tickets in advance. Thank you so much. Use promo code TOGG15 for 15% off your order on our website, sidequestcardsandgames.com.
All right. Excellent. So now, are there any other announcements? That's not an announcement, but all right, we'll accept
Also,
it.
Les pantalones es
So before we continue, so one thing we're going to do is we're going to start here with Jen. Would like everyone to announce what their character is, a little bit about them, real brief. Jen, go ahead and start us off.
Yes, starting with Jen, who was still eating.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, I'm Jen.
Hi.
I play Persephone, a level 14 sorcerer tiefling. Yep.
Hi, I'm Zachary. I play Goldmere, a level 14 Wood Elf Ranger, Horizon Walker, here to defend the realm against threats that shouldn't be here.
Hell yeah. Hi, I'm Leon. I am a level 4. When I'm here, I'm Leon, goddammit. They both start with an L. Hi, I'm Logan. I play Leon Palance, a level 14 half-elf swordsbard, who used to be a spy that spied on shitty people, and now he's trying to save the world. Spied on you too. Fuck
I was
you.
one of those shitty people.
Yeah. That's still not resolved.
That's true.
Jesus.
Oscar, go ahead.
I'm Oscar. I play Tomer Jaeger, a half-orc blood hunter paladin.
Also level 14.
Also.
No, he's level 8.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
I had to nerf you.
I'm
You're too strong.
Daniel.
You're too hot and sexy.
A level 14 Tempest Herald Barbarian Shifter, and I'm really mad at D&D Beyond for because I can't remember what fucking email I used for my account.
I was like,
All right.
He's a fucking badass, though.
He is.
Thank you.
You got to give him that. All right. So,
But not to remember my email.
where is it? The other thing we are going to do real quick is all of you, if you will answer as your characters, what is the favorite place that you have visited during the campaign? We'll start out
We'll
over
start
here
over
on
here.
Daniel's side.
I liked that bar in the Feywild where I got to beat up
Zephyr?
the Zephyr.
Yep, you did beat
I
the
was
shit
king
out
of
of
the
the
bar, and I
Zephyr.
could beat up all the other people I wanted to without getting in trouble for it. It was pretty nice.
All right.
I would have to say the honeypot inn. It's the actual home I've ever actually had.
Nice.
If I were to choose a favorite location, I would have to go with the rooftops over Ravensbarrow. In the night with the moon shining down on a peaceful city. I miss those days.
My favorite place in the whole world would also be the Honey Pot. I got a lot of fair treatment from Melissa, and it's a place we've come to develop as our own.
See, I don't really have too much of a home in that sense. Honeypot's nice and all, but like bars are fun, brothels are fun. I prefer just hiding in the shadows.
Okay.
You're Batman. Guys,
All right.
I think we're all Batman.
We're all Batman.
We've never
All
seen
right.
any
I
of
know
us as Batman
Yeah,
and
that's
Riddler.
right.
I know at least 3 of us tried to be Batman.
All right.
No one can be the Batman.
There we go. So, without any further ado now, we bring you Atavar Ascension.
Yo quiero.
I just said it wrong. I fucked up.
Yes, you did. Live on stream. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Where we last left off, the Blue Devils had found themselves captives
Oh, I forgot
of
those are
the
names.
Shatterjaw clan of orcs on the continent of TOGG, where they were attempting to investigate one of the Ley Line crossings where they suspected there may be a rod place. Well, the Shatterjaw clan, who are very much known throughout TOGG, throughout the other clans, as kind of the main slavers. They like to capture other creatures and sentient beings and make them pets or frontline fodder or slaves for their amusement, and many times selling them off to other clans. Well, they found themselves captured and imprisoned for, thankfully for them, only a short amount of time, as they did manage to enact an escape that did cost quite a bit of battle on both sides, where many Shatterjaw clan orcs met their end. But unfortunately for the Blue Devils, the war chief, his mate, his son, and their pet ogre, they're still up and about.
Yeah.
And there's still plenty of Shatterjaw orcs that are up and about. But they did manage to escape thanks to some distraction caused by Leon's mount, Cassiopeia, flying down and through and kind of creating a distraction there, and Persephone's hellhound also running amok throughout the Shatterjaw encampment as they attempted to make their escape, taking out a couple guards on the way out, definitely still suffering from their wounds. They made it out into the barren, desolate wasteland of TOGG, away from the camp. And that is where we find you now. You are probably a good, at this point, we'll call it 1,000 feet away from the edge of the encampment. You figure you are outside of the standard sentry locations that you guys encountered on the way in, far enough beyond that you may be able to slow down a little bit and start to look for a place to rest if you so desire, or you can continue on and try to make more distance between
Did
the
we not have a place to rest before we did get a capture?
Yep, but it is in a completely other direction from where you are going.
And it's probably compromised. at
And
this
yeah, it
point.
was a camp where you guys walked like 2 steps away and got yoinked.
Yeah, it was a little more than that, but still, yeah.
Oh, 3 steps.
3.5.
Well,
Oh my
it was
God.
only 3 away, right?
Yes, exactly.
Fucking hate that inside joke. and It's all my fault.
It is.
It's all my...
It is. Deal with
Save
it.
me.
Curse you for being funny. Lord.
Yes. So, that is where you guys are. What are you doing?
You guys didn't get knocked out. Do you guys have any bearing of our actual location, or are we just totally lost at the moment?
I'm assuming where we came from is in the opposite direction of the camp, or if we were trying to go back, we would have to go through the camp, back the other side to get to where we were resting. At this point, I
Would we
no
like
clue what direction.
A bird's eye view?
Not at the moment, no.
They're probably going to shoot you down if they
If-
see you up
If
there.
yeah, anything going up into the sky, they'll notice. Jason,
That's me.
I would like to, through the supplies that we salvaged, do I still have a map of the my general area?
You do have a very rudimentary map of talk.
Because I do have my mock survival.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's you
I've
know,
got my super
you-
accurate
you
map.
you
from
had it.
Overshore.
You actually kept that uncomfortable hunk of metal up your no.
Whoa.
Okay, if you get the
Almost had a
reference,
keister.
you're awesome. Okay, so yes, you guys did manage to get your gear
Yeah.
off of the little supply wagon.
So
So you did get that,
I
and
said supply
if that's the
dragon.
case-
I was like, damn,
Just
how did I miss it?
supply train.
I'll go ahead and I'll open up to page 2, which is a fold-out map.
Yep.
Which is just of talk.
It is of talk. All that's really on there, as mentioned before, is some of like the major cities.
Yeah. So
But and there's really only like 3 major cities, and everything else, they're so tribal, and Tomer can also corroborate that information. They're so tribal that most is just moving around all the time.
So effectively, what I'm wanting to do is I'm using this as a tool to kind of triangulate with. We're at night, so I imagine I see the stars.
Yep.
I have a general idea of what constellations I can see.
Yep.
Use that as well as landmarks of like the mountains as frame of reference to kind of figure out where we're at and where we need to go.
Give me a survival
I
check.
also have proficiency in survival and
Yep.
Outlander.
Yep. So
I think I have advantages. This is my favorite terrain.
you do, and you can both roll.
What's your
if
plus?
Hold on. It's
Plus 97.
plus 9.
I'll help you.
I already get advantage. Just roll
Then
yourself.
I'll roll my own.
You can roll it. You can roll it if you want to.
All right, so that is a 26.
That is not a 26.
What'd you actually get?
10.
Oh, okay.
So
You rolled a 1,
I'm
didn't
a
you?
this way.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you?
So he's pointing it like this. I just take his hand.
Yeah.
I go, no.
Yeah, no. That's exactly what happened. Bjorn's like, I think we need to go this way, and Gold's like, no. So, yes, you have a general idea of where you are. Now, where are you going?
Well, so the idea was we still needed to confirm the root spot and see if that rod had been placed.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of context clues to lead me to believe that it has already been placed.
Even if it hasn't, I think that the fact that they had roots means that
Oh, they had root?
Yeah,
the guys we
Did you not
fought,
see
yeah.
yeah. The chieftain had.
Oh.
We weren't there. The
Yeah,
chieftain-
you guys
They
didn't
told
see
us
it.
last session.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
They told us about it while
I
we
was
were
good in
in jail.
character.
That's why you got mad.
Now that we've had a chance to catch our breaths, did you have a chance to catch sight of what the chieftain and his pet ogre had imbibed? They were boosted by the root.
We can't allow them to continue living.
Well, that aside, they might be our next breadcrumb to follow on this trail.
So, let me ask you all this. Our priority is to simply stop the next rod being placed. This tribe clearly seems to have survived for a long time. They will continue to survive and be fed off the root for additional power. Should
Unless
we
we kill them.
use guerrilla tactics to weed their numbers, take out the outer perimeter, and slowly encase them? Or would you rather march
I've never
back
seen a
right
gorilla
in
fight
right now?
before.
I mean, to be fair, with the mess that we left behind with the animals running through their camp, their numbers are getting weaker right now.
I'm not doing
Do
shit.
you think the animals are
Before nap
actually
time.
attacking anyone?
Well, they're gonna cause a ruckus.
We sure were hoping that's the case.
I think the only thing that we freed that might cause any sort of issue would be the worm, and even then, I think one spell would be able to dominate it.
I
So,
repeat, I'm not doing nothing before nap time.
For once, I agree with you, Percy.
So guerrilla tactics it is if we wish to deal with them. If not, we can
Also-
ignore them and come back to this
Yeah,
later.
aren't we on a time crunch for the rod? We can always kill a village later.
I did have us get
On
teleported
the
into
way
a
back.
volcano simply to save time. Not sure if that saved us any time in hindsight.
We can do genocide later.
Well, the reason I propose that we at least investigate more into this camp is we have a rough idea of where the rods are, yes?
So, Jason, can I cross-reference my TOGG survival guide alongside the map that we have dictating the rod placements and
Yes.
see how far we are away from the root source?
Yes, you can. You have done this in the past.
Yes.
Okay. Now, trying to see where you currently are, if that's what your goal is.
We
in-
obviously don't have GPS location.
Right, but trying to see where you currently are in relation to where you think the intersection is. You've already determined where you think you are. Looking at that and trying to cross-reference it, yes, you know there are 2 ley line intersections in TOGG that
We're
you need to-
substantially closer to one than the other.
You
though.
are. It looks like, according to you, that you're probably about a day and a half out
actually,
from the closest intersection. Day and a half to the east.
sorry, above table point of order. Remember, we discovered that the other location was closer to that mountain where the dragon was, and it was already been wiped out. So we concluded that that location was no longer null and void. We were going to go to the next location because we thought that was going to be the actual hit point.
Well, so the hit point would have been way further south, and we've been traveling the wrong direction ever since then.
You have not come across the other
Yeah,
location. The
we've
first location.
seen evidence of the route hundreds of years old, but we were still heading to that future. Either way,
All consumers of the root must be eliminated.
All right, calm down, Terminator.
Yeah, but we gotta have a point of order.
Especially when we have a spellcaster that's basically out of spells.
I do think our best course of action is to simply examine the potential rod site. If we see immediate sources of magic that shouldn't be there, any kind of outer planar influence, we can make a very well-defined guess with evidence that that rod site has been compromised and can double back to the next one. I think we do our due diligence and check that site out. As much as I want to deal with these orcs right now, I don't think they're our biggest. Does everyone agree?
That's fine. We just gotta find somewhere to camp for them.
Bjorn does not agree, but he is outvoted.
Well, if that's the case, let's quietly make our way away from this encampment and set up 2-hour watches. We cannot be careful enough with knowing they are this close.
Side note, we have 3 NPCs with us.
That's true.
You do.
Just saying.
Also,
You have Carboteer Blood Mace, the Dwarven Warrior,
What a badass
Bellum
name.
Macadur, the Half-Orc Warrior,
Less badass.
and Yarick Applehands, the
Yep.
Halfling Bard.
Yep.
Very
Well, no.
unbadass.
Be careful with that name.
also, we're still not. We're not out of their camp area just yet. We're still in the perimeter where their scouts can. point us out.
Exactly. We need to quietly.
I don't care.
We need to quietly make our way away from this encampment. So, I will go ahead and
To
cover.
that, Bjorn goes. It starts walking in the direction that you were pointing at before. The last episode, just to give you context,
Yeah.
you had been like super gung ho, like we have to kill all of them.
You were.
Scorched earth.
Gold has a very adamant hate for orcs, and this is not news to anybody. But yes.
Does he have an adamantine hate for orcs?
No, it's not that strong.
No.
Hence why it bended a little bit to go deal with the rod.
I love bending.
Because he actually has a job dictating. God.
Alright.
Roll, bitch.
Once they get pointed in the direction that we should be heading,
Well, so
Percy's going to shadow hippie hop a little bit ahead and just kind of scout. I'm just telling you what I'm gonna do.
Is the
Yeah.
direction I'm
No, I
pointing
was-
through their orc
shush.
camp?
I'm hoping not.
Okay, say the question again. Is which direction?
Question
Is the
again.
direction I pointed through the orc
No.
camp? Oh god.
No, it is to the east. Right now,
Yeah, I
you're
was
actually
assuming we weren't doing that.
you have
What is
actually.
it?
What has happened
78.
is you guys were originally a little bit southwest
Getting
of this
uncomfortably
orc
close.
encampment.
Mhm.
Okay. Then you got captured. You got brought there. You escaped to the north of the encampment, and the direction that you are trying to go is now east.
Okay, perfect. That is fine. You all lead the way. I will be behind, covering our track.
Alright, so. Shadow.
All right. So you guys are now heading to the east. Okay. It is still pretty dark out.
Yeah, I'm looking for a safe spot to take a nap.
Yeah. Well, give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm so fucking good at those. 13.
Okay.
Pretty sure I got a plus 9.
I mean, there's a rock over there.
It's
You
not
could-
just a boulder.
You could snuggle up there, next to that rock. Maybe things won't see you.
Keep looking. Look for a better rock.
What are the-
14.
14. You find a slightly better rock.
Oh, well, there we go, guys. There's a better rock.
Slightly better, he said. I heard him.
Yeah,
slightly
better is still better.
Yeah.
The fucking god from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's slightly better. Guys, I found a
So-
good rock. I heard him. I heard what he said.
Yep. So, are you guys going to attempt to rest?
If we do rest,
We do need to eventually. How do
I
you
already
do, fellow
have a
gamers?
question.
Do great. We do great.
We
there,
do
Tesseract.
well, actually. Tesseract 0123.
How do you do, fellow gamer?
Baseball cap and skateboard on shoulder.
Yes.
I know what meme you're referencing.
How do we do, fellow cool kids?
Nap.
I'm waiting to see what you guys are
I
wanting to
don't need to sleep, so I'll take the first.
I mean, I have a level of exhaustion. I would prefer to rest.
Yeah, you both have levels.
You two need to sleep no matter what.
I am napping
Yeah,
whether y'all tell me I can or
got
not.
our ass beat, and
I can stay up for a little bit.
I'll take second watch then.
Okay. So you got first watch. You got second watch. Who's taking
I'm
third?
not taking a damn thing.
I will, I guess.
Okay.
Bjorn just sighs angrily and just like kicks back against the rock and
Grumble, grumble.
yeah, grumble, grumble.
So are you doing anything to
Cowardly.
prepare your campsite, or are you just saying fuck it and
This is why your party died in the first time, because you just wanted to attack shit.
so
I'm
buddy, they died
getting
because
to
they
the
were
rock.
I imagine that we like actually put tents up and all that. So
I do not.
I
Yeah.
would advise against such activity
Okay.
to draw attention. I would simply have it be that we dig a small rut in the sand and lay down tarp underneath.
I do have a very important question for you guys.
And no
You
fires.
three in
Us three.
particular. Did you grab your stuff from the last campsite before you went after them?
I don't have any stuff that I don't carry on.
To be fair,
I will give you.
no, because I didn't. I know I didn't.
To be fair, the only thing that I would have, the only thing that we were working on before we went after them was a bonfire. We didn't set anything up past that.
You were trying to
We were trying
hide
to,
the campsite.
we were trying to camouflage it, but we didn't use any of our own materials or set anything up. All I remember is that
Give
and
me-
then setting up a fire.
Give me a percentile roll to see if anyone actually set up their tent.
The food, wood, and other stuff
All of
that
us
you
are
would
just
have
gonna-
grabbed from around were not grabbed.
Maybe one.
Okay, so yes, you
How
didn't set up
convenient.
tents yet. You managed to say, "Yep, okay, we're working on this," but you are correct in your assessment. There was, because you were setting up the bonfire, some wood you had collected and found. Okay, some brush to make a fire that was left. No biggie. I mean, that's just in the environment. But there were some rations left behind.
That's fine.
So
Tried to say, maintaining game state, we absolutely did not grab anything.
yeah,
And it would behoove us to go back
you
if
did-
somebody had left stuff.
you did leave some rations, but fortunately, you had not actually set up tents yet or anything like that.
Fair enough.
So the majority of your stuff is still with you. Just you lost a couple days rations each.
Good thing we grabbed that extra purple worm stuff.
You did grab a bunch of purple worm meat, so you might be able to make
I
it through okay.
remember catching like an elk
I've been
and
eating
shit
that
too.
the entire
Yeah.
time behind your
No,
walls.
well, not right here, but earlier on, yes, you did. Okay, so
Jerky.
you're setting up camp. You've got first watch, Tomer.
Yeah,
I
I got
need
a 30-20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Purple worm steaks. You are correct. Those are delicious.
Yummers.
Absolutely.
So, Dirty 20. You don't really see anything at this point in time. It seems relatively quiet. And over the course of your watch, eventually the sun does rise because it was
Because
kind of
the sun
late
will
into the
come out
night,
tomorrow.
so you're sleeping into the day. Okay. So the sun does rise, and eventually you
And
go
Jen
and
cast
you
darkness.
get Leon and wake him up. It's now. Go ahead and roll for second watch.
28.
Okay. With that 28, you happen to look out in the direction where that Shatterjaw encampment was. You guys have moved, further away before you actually made camp. But as you look up over there, the one thing you know is that Cassiopeia never came back.
Yeah, he's dead. I would know that because I can
Mhm.
telepathically.
You
felt
also,
old.
you're
Oh,
asleep,
yeah,
but
I did.
the Hellhound never
Yeah,
came back.
he would have dismissed after like 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Even
And
if he lived that long.
you see some kind of dust rising from that direction, as if potential movement.
It's a herd of ostriches running at you at full speed.
Okay, what can I do to
This is a fantasy game. It's just chocobos, okay?
Dude, I would actually
those
like.
are-
I would smile so much if there were chocobos. in
They
it.
just run you over as they trample you to death.
Why are all the Gallimimus running this way? T-Rex behind them.
I'm trying to see if there's
No.
anything I can do to
It
get
was
a better.
7 Carnosaurs
Bitches.
running after them.
Those are cool.
Yes, I like Carnosaurs.
I figured.
They're a little derpy, that's why I like them.
Giganotosaurus is the
I think my
dopest.
next tattoo is the T-Rex.
Nice.
Dino Crisis 2 made Giganotosaurus the coolest thing ever.
It's just like the big dino.
Dude,
Yeah, it's just a bigger
Gi-
T-Rex.
Gigas are pretty damn cool in Arc as well.
I'm gonna wake up those two chuckle fucks and
Okay.
inform them about the dust.
The dust on the horizon. Okay. So you do that.
Grumble, grumble.
Huh?
He just went to sleep. I like swat your hand away and turn over.
I think I see movement up ahead.
Wake up! We might have to do battle. Get your ass up. You wanted to kill shit. Get up.
Fine.
I heard kill and my neurons activated.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Monkey
second you
brain.
hear kill, it's like you took a shot of fire and just.
Are you going to do anything, or are you just observing? What is your?
I would like them to chill with me and we can all kind of sit there and watch like a couple of like middle-aged dads on a porch with some beers, you know.
Better
Okay.
stay off my lawn.
That lawn's freshly cut,
So
boy.
why do I eat it? Okay.
Damn it, Bobby!
Dang it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
God
You
damn it,
cooked it with room?
We're all Hank Hill. Okay.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm gonna kick your
Hey, hold on.
I don't know.
Okay.
God. Okay.
I'm gonna
And it's devolved. Okay.
I was promised glorious combat.
Oh. Yes.
What are we fighting? A dust cloud?
You watch for a while. You see the dust cloud from the encampment seems to be moving north, kind of going that direction for a while.
Are we north?
No,
Okay.
you went north and then you went east,
Remember, gold also.
Does this
and he's also
Yeah, covered in tracks.
covered tracks.
does this look like a sandstorm type of deal, or is it like something creating a cloud?
Give me a survival check, Mr. Outlander.
Man, god
No
dang
survival.
old, god dang old sand dust storm, man. I tell
16.
you, man, god dang old.
Okay, as far as you can
I
tell,
like Boomhound.
this looks like this might
We can
be
Boomhound together.
something that maybe it's natural, maybe it's part of a sandstorm, but
Maybe it's me.
it might also just be lots of people moving and kicking up dust. You're not exactly sure because it's kind of small to be a sandstorm, but it doesn't quite look like it's people, but you're not sure.
Bjorn is squinting like, I can't see anything over there. Wake me up if anything exciting happens. And I he goes back to sleep.
I'll stay up with him until he feels secure, then I'll try to go back to sleep whenever we
Are they even remotely close? It sounded like they were far
They're
away.
way
Yeah.
away.
I'll let the two of them can head back to bed for the remainder of my watch, and I'll be like, I'll keep an eye out on things.
Okay. By the time your watch is over and you wake up Bjorn for his watch, the cloud has continued to move north, and it, as far as you can tell, seems to have kept going past where you guys ended up turning east. So it might be a sandstorm, like he was suggesting, or it might be their movement. If it is movement of the Shatterjaw clan,
As I say, are
They
you really
completely
telling me
moved.
that the pirate captain doesn't have some kind of eyeglass?
no, they completely.
That's on
but
his
if it
boat.
is the Shatterjaw clan, they completely missed
Yeah,
that you guys started going east, and they've gone past.
They've gone west.
If it isn't them, then it might just be like a small sandstorm and something like maybe a dust devil is kicking up enough dust to drive it along.
It's actually
Or it could be
the,
something else
the
completely.
Binglefuck clan.
It could be the Binglefoot clan. We all know them.
I hate them.
Yeah.
No, those are the chill ones.
I still hate
Fuck
them
the
for some
Bengals. It's
reason.
not okay.
They consent.
So your watch is over.
All right, I'll keep an eye on things, and I.
It is your turn. Go ahead and roll
I'm
perception
supposed
check.
to. All right, dice. I'm gonna give you another shot. Be nice to me.
No.
It was not nice to me. 17.
Okay.
Actually, it was
That,
pretty.
that is
I
fine.
rolled a 10.
Yeah.
That is fine.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I said I was being a little
Exactly.
harsh.
For your perception's a +10.
Plus 7.
That's what I meant.
He rolled it.
Yeah.
So with that
I said
17,
proficiency.
okay, with that 17, you continue to see that moving north, and it's continuing. Eventually, the terrain, because it's not completely flat, and eventually it gets into more varied terrain, you lose sight of it.
And where are we heading? South?
East.
East. East.
And
No.
and
West is north.
you lose track of it, but
Or south.
you don't see anything else that alerts you. And eventually, you two end up waking up at the end of things. You have a long rest. Your single level of exhaustion is now gone. You get a long rest. You guys end up having to rest for like an extra hour because of the whole thing in the middle of the night, or in the middle of the
You know
the
what's
event.
stupid?
But eventually, then yes, you do get a long rest.
D&D Beyond, when I hit long rest, doesn't get rid of my exhaustion automatically.
No, it doesn't.
That's stupid.
Because long rest requires that you eat food and drink water or
Yeah,
whatever
well, I hit the long rest
to
button.
get rid of exhaustion, correct?
Technically, it just
I
requires
did.
that you take a long rest.
The long rest button.
I'm
And
not
it
doing
said,
too
"You
hot.
still
I
in
think I need to
exhaustion."
lay down and rest. I'm sorry.
So roll perception. No, I'm just-
You're an ass.
okay. No problem, buddy.
Alright, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll just pretend you're there.
Okay.
All right.
I like almost never miss sessions, right?
I know. So, you guys have a long rest.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and give yourself a long rest in D&D Beyond.
Yep.
And remove your level of exhaustion since it didn't do it automatically for you.
Can we have, in that time, attuned to any magic items?
Well, since these guys had to spend an extra hour resting because of the middle of the watch activity of getting woken up and going, what the fuck's going on? Yes, you have an hour to attune, which is what it takes.
Hell yeah.
I have an hour to sleep, you say? Or-
An extra hour. Yes, you can sleep an extra hour.
Take it easy.
Unless you have to
Thank you.
attune to anything.
So, what are you tuning to? Just check.
Ring of protection.
Okay. So, you guys have your long rest. You're all set there. So,
Unfortunately removed from me. No.
What?
My ring had been forcibly removed from me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do I need to
I think you stay
reattune
attuned to
my
it
stuff?
until you
Yes.
put it back
No.
on.
still
or whatever.
attuned.
I'd assumed it had been unattuned.
No.
Oh.
Just because it was taken off doesn't mean it's unattuned.
Oh shit, my
Yeah.
bad. Then I don't need to attune to anything.
Just because
Did
I
you
took it
ever
off, but you're
attune
still
to it to
attuned to
begin
it.
with?
and you-
Oh.
but it's just
I'm
you don't
sorry.
get the benefit of it
Ever
until you put it
attuned
back
to
on.
begin with?
So.
No.
All
we
right.
had
So,
downtime before we took this
Fair
adventure.
enough.
so it is right now, kind of like late afternoon, because you basically slept kind of early morning into the day and then into the late afternoon in order to get your long rest.
Mm.
You still figure, because you didn't travel super far away from the orc encampment, but far enough away you felt safe. You still figure you're about a day and a half travel to get to where that ley line intersection you think is at.
So, how are we on water at the moment?
Good question.
Hold on, I don't know if I can create water if I just move it. Let me verify that
You
before I
can-
start talking.
You have
Create
shape
short.
water.
That's what I'm double checking.
Yeah, I think it's just shape water.
The Outlander background feature says I can find food in the
It
water
would be shape.
Okay, so,
in the environment.
We can just Bear Grylls it.
oh crap. It looks like, besides some rations, some of that was water. And in fact, that is what you two were out looking for when you got captured.
Yeah, I remember that. You had found some.
You did, but
So did the
unfortunately,
orcs.
Don't worry.
And now it's
Do
gone.
you have alcohol?
you
in your
have
bag
a
of
little
holding?
bit of water,
It does not
not
go to
much.
hydrate you.
If she can remove the water from it. yeah.
Oh.
Well, all I can do is shape it. I'm just going in the sense of like, alcohol is better than no liquid.
And that's not.
That's
Yeah, I-
actually not true.
I think it is.
Stonks.
That's like saying drinking seawater is better than no liquid. No, not really.
I mean, I do have a flask that never ends with liquor in it, but I don't think that's gonna help us.
Now we can be drunk and dehydrated in the sun.
Exactly.
Mm,
Drunk
Somehow.
hydrated. That's what you call it.
So I would say if we're low on water, our best bet is to simply wait till it's
Alright, you're
night
right, I
and then
can't
travel
count
at
my
night
shit
and try and
anyway.
find water.
It just became day. We're just gonna stand around.
We're halfway through the day at this point, according
Oh,
to our
okay.
DM. About
I
midday.
didn't catch that part.
Yep. You're
So-
you're in the afternoon.
So I would
Late
say
afternoon.
let's prop up some shade. Just wait in the lower recess where it's cooler. And once it's night, we travel and we'll find some more. Because I believe between you and I, we can find some more.
So you kind of wait out the day a little bit. It is pretty hot. And it's definitely gotten a lot warmer now that you are in the lower elevations.
And we did set up shade and
did
dig
set
a
up some
little
shade,
lower, so we're
but-
in a lower recess.
A little bit.
Also,
But it's still hot as
I
well.
can use prestidigitation to create a puff of wind, so I got a prestidigitation fan going.
Okay. Okay. So you do, which helps a little bit, but I still need all of you to make Constitution saves.
With advantage, you say?
No.
In fact, just for that one player, now it's
Yeah, now it's
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
That's a 16.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's a saving throw?
Actually, Jason,
That's me.
a good
I
berry.
lied. That's a 23.
Goodberry states that it provides enough nourishment to sustain the creature for 1 day.
Nourishment, yes. Nourishment.
Does that not count for
That's
water?
a berry.
It's a
It's got water in it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Not
What?
enough.
You
Blueberry.
said it was a con save?
Yep.
10.
Yes.
I got a dirty 20.
19.
Okay.
23 because it's a save. And
Okay.
check.
I have an 11. I finally get a +1 because of the fucking ring.
There you go. You are sweaty and a little bit
You need a 10
uncomfortable,
con?
but
Yeah.
The
I got
fuck?
more.
but
I'm a
other than
ranger.
that, you're okay.
How do you have like close to my HP with 10 con?
Because I've been rolling hit points this whole fucking game.
How-
And he's been
I've
rolling
been
like a
rolling
badass.
like a
max on
fucking
every
goat.
single one.
I haven't
That's
been.
crazy.
He's been rolling high, not max.
I also have a D10 hit dice as a ranger.
So, all of you, you're a bit sweaty. It's a bit uncomfortable. But, other than that, you're okay. And eventually, as the sun sets, it goes from being really, really hot to cooling off pretty quickly once the sun gets below the horizon. And as all desert-like environments are, that temperature drops severely enough that it goes from being what you feel like in the mid 90s to almost 100 degrees out down to like 55. So it's definitely chilly out. Not freezing, but it's chilly as hell. So you're like, oh damn, this is This is not the greatest. But at least you're not sweating your balls off.
Oh yes, my poor balls.
Your poor balls. Okay? So, it is now dark out. It is cooled off.
Great thing about the nighttime, it also draws out the moisture. So it's easier to find the water now. So as we continue to travel east,
Did we travel during the day?
no,
No, you rested.
We rested.
We were resting,
We just-
yeah.
We were
napped
making-
for 8 hours, and then we
Pretty
chilled for
we were
another
making
12.
sure we weren't going to die outside.
Not really 12 because it was already late afternoon.
We traveled for a few hours.
So you rested for like another like 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, shut up.
Realized the water stores were non-existent.
So I would like to go ahead and use survival to go ahead and find a place where water may either pool or naturally form, or maybe there's some cacti.
I
or
was
something
just about
that
to
stores
ask,
water.
is there cacti around?
No, you don't see cacti. You see more like scrub bushes that look pretty brown, and I mean there's no real leaves
I
on them.
assume we didn't see any sort of oasis. No. And
No, we weren't that lucky. We found pooling water in the sand.
yeah, and that's pretty much what. Having seen that and no other sources of water,
Well,
so
so
it's a miracle anything lives in this
we,
desert.
we do know that there's an underground system of water.
Yes, we dig.
So that might be.
I'm
Yeah.
going to start digging.
I would
Okay.
say around the bushes would be the best idea because they get their water from
Yes.
somewhere.
Okay, give me survival checks.
Since I have Outlander, can I do advantage?
Nope, just straight check.
I get to bitch.
But Outlander says I can find water.
Yes,
You can.
doesn't say you get advantage. It just says you can't find it.
Yeah, but I shouldn't even have to roll
All
there.
right,
do
get
have
the
to roll.
dirty 20.
That was the whole point of the background. I also got a dirty 2020, huh?
With our powers
Alright.
combined, that is
Outstanding. So,
a 40.
working together, you actually do manage to kind of use some ideas and some thoughts and talking through.
Gold
Hey, what
got
if we go over
dowsing
there?
rods, and he's
Yeah.
like,
What if we go over there? Okay, that looks promising, blah, blah. And then as you guys are digging, it takes a little while to get down deep enough. And you notice you're digging near one of these kind of scrub bushes. It's pretty big, but its roots are pretty deep. And it takes you a little while, but eventually you get down deep enough. And sure enough, water starts kind of seeping up through the earth that you're digging through. And you now have created like a shallow pool. Probably a couple inches deep and maybe 12-inch wide area that you feel like, okay, we can take canteens or water skins and put down here and put the water in. We're gonna get some dirt and some sand in it.
That
I
builds
might have to
character.
fill it out or use
I can just-
prestidigitation.
Water.
Yeah, or you can shape the water out. So you guys can do that.
Bjorn would have
Also-
been like,
can
oh,
we still
finally.
boil the water to
I
ensure
know.
that it's sanitary?
I know that this is
Bjorn's
irrelevant
already drinking.
now,
Mhm.
but
You're a
do
barbarian.
any of
then.
the NPCs traveling us? Can any of them just create water? I know at least one of them's a
Oh, you guys wanted
spellcaster.
water this whole time? I literally could have just done that.
Um,
I was like, I know kind of irrelevant
Yeah.
now because we found it, but like,
yeah,
We do
no,
have a
yeah,
full cast
no,
on the board.
Yaris, he's the bard, and he's like,
mhm.
no, I don't know that spell. I'm sorry. But I mean, here, he's got a small water skin. I mean, yeah. No. Okay.
That's fine.
With your shape water and or just prestidigitation to clean it up, and
I
sometime
can't make friends on the water.
you guys eventually are able to collect what you feel like is enough water that it's going to get you through at least this next day. You might have to search for more again later on because it is starting to become a very harsh environment now that you're out of the mountainous region and in that lower elevations where it's very scrubland, deserty, and hot in the day and cold at night. So it's kind of a harsh environment. But you do manage to get that much. So you now have water.
Alright. Well, now that we have a supply of water and we've properly rehydrated, I imagine, while we're here.
To sentence this bush to death. drank all of its water.
No, not that bad. But we'll go ahead and continue to travel until we start hitting the twilight hours or I guess the dawn hours where the sun begins to
There was
rise.
like, are we not
Okay.
sleeping during the day? and
We're sleeping
traveling
during the
at
day,
night?
so we'll go ahead and dig a recess into the sand to try and get to a cooler point, and we'll cover up with a tarp for some shade.
Okay. When it gets daytime.
Yeah,
Okay.
course.
So
I
you're
think
gonna
I like
travel right
traveling
now,
at night.
right?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna continue to travel, but like once it gets to the dawn hours and we know that we're gonna get
Alright.
to daylight, we'll
Yep.
prepare
Sounds
for
good.
rest.
So, I will need you guys to go ahead and roll survival checks for setting up your camp. At least they aren't so
He
desperate
did
as to
not
do
help set up the camp.
23.
20.
What was the check?
Survival.
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 22.
17.
All right.
It's the first time I rolled above 10 today.
So, with those, yes, you're like, all right, we think we found a decent spot. We've got it set up.
He already made
And
that
you
joke.
guys-
That's correct.
You
Bear
made,
Grylls.
He made the joke because he read
Yeah.
his words.
No, I
and
didn't.
Oh, I
no,
thought
we
you
did
meant
that
Jason.
last
I
time.
did that last time.
Yeah.
Ah.
But yep, you you managed to make it to a good campsite. You set it up, and you prepare to take another rest. Who's taking watch?
The NPCs.
I don't trust the NPCs. I'll take the first watch. I don't.
Okay,
wanna
you
leave
take
it
the
up-
first
I
watch.
don't- I'm leaving it up to the NPCs.
I'll
man.
take
One
second.
of them's like a barbarian or something.
Gold's taking a watch.
Yeah, Gold's fucking angry, but he's gonna take a watch because Leon's so tired.
Natural 20 for 22.
I'll take third watch. Then.
All right.
I'm actively bad at looking for things, so me taking watches never helpful.
Yeah, you,
Never.
you go to sleep.
So
Or my beauty sleep.
with that 22, nothing seems to come about that you notice, with the exception of it is pretty chilly. Did you guys make a small fire or anything like that?
That would
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, I can just-
I'll use the light of. I'm just gonna be smoking my pipe and just
Okay.
mulling over what I heard during the
Right.
fight.
So
with
it is pretty chilly. You don't have any heat source.
we do have winter clothes that we can wear.
Ooh, you could pull those out and
Yeah.
put those
I'll
on.
be using the thick,
Okay.
the new pirate coat, the captain's coat,
Okay.
which would be a little bit thicker because it's used to like going against
Yep.
sea air.
If I was cold enough to start forcing saves, then I would probably.
Then you'd wear something.
Yes.
But it's not that cold. Then you're sleeping right now.
Yeah.
But it is pretty chilly out, and if you're not sleeping in a tent right now, you're on watch. Yeah, you would have to put on something that keeps you warmer.
If Bjorn doesn't have a tent, so
Yeah.
he would have his jacket on.
All right, but with your the captain's coat, that works.
We're all
So that
hungover.
keeps you warm enough. It's still a little chilly out, but in the night air as you're smoking your pipe
And just going over the words I heard Ajax said during the fight, and just trying to put them pieces together to figure out what the fuck am I doing wrong, or what the fuck
I
have,
literally
have I
told
have
you
I
to
taken
leave.
something?
why don't, for the audience and for everyone else, repeat what you heard from Ajax.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know. I
I
clearly
want
was
to.
not
I
in
want
this
to.
session.
I want everyone. To, yeah, these guys weren't there.
I remember him saying that
Buddy, what are you doing?
basically he said, "What are you doing? You shouldn't always take the first." It was something about like the fight is probably not the best answer. You should know when to choose your battles. Is what he's taking from it, and to basically, you can't always rely. What Tomer's taking from it personally is that you can't always rely as Shimlo as like a jail or get out of jail free card, and that I have to rely on my own strengths plus the strengths of the people around me when it comes to certain situations, and that. Not only just saying I'm taking up the mantle of Ajax's hammer means a lot more than what he originally thought it did. So now he's putting a lot more time and effort into like thinking about it, going over some of the scriptures he remembers from the temple, and just like putting things together that instead of thinking of it as like a thief or like as a pirate, that it doesn't work that way. It's a time thing. It takes dedication and just
Okay.
going over stuff. It can't just be like, oh, I have this new power, use it right away. It's like, no.
Give me a wisdom save.
15 plus 2.
I want you to mark down somewhere. 1.
Here, I got you.
I got my notes on D&D. Don't worry.
One shimlo doubloon.
After 25.
You know what? That's ridiculous and out there. Roll. For any of you watching, we have this thing where if someone in the group says something like a pun that we all go
Scooped her out of pocket.
or whatever, or they say something that's just like what the fuck,
Sorry.
they get, or should
I
say
love how
get
that
to,
works.
but they have to
Tampery.
roll a percentile. If they get
It's our
a 69
Heard of.
or
comes.
anything 3 away from a 69, because that's just has happened, or a 96.
97.
Damn, that's
That was
close.
one.
Or a 96 as if on cue.
Almost.
And someone
if they-
else other than me is gonna roll.
Yeah, if they get a 96, a 69, or 3 away from a 69, then they get the deal. And the deal is basically, do you want to accept the deal? If they do, they immediately lose a level, and on the next combat encounter, if they get knocked down to 0 HP, they stay at that reduced level until the very next time that the party levels up. But if they don't get knocked down to 0 HP, then they actually jump up a level above everyone, and they stay a level above until the next time that everyone levels up.
Me taking the deal so that Jason has to focus me next time.
That's a good idea. What if two of us take the deal at the same time?
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be real fun.
4 purple worms? They all have a hate boner for gold?
Yes.
We're fun.
They're fun.
Yes,
So-
but in the end, we're also
I live, I die, I live
The
again.
fucking
No,
worms
we're still on
smell
our
me
way.
and go, this motherfucker's been here before, and we didn't kill his ass?
So, okay. So, yes, you got 1. So, you got that marked down. Your watch ends. You had second watch, yes?
Yes.
Give me a perception check.
Alright, I'm asleep. I'm gonna go pee.
Go for it.
That
You should probably do that when you're awake,
is
by the way.
15.
15. Okay.
Don't fall in.
While you're sitting out there, you're trying to pay attention off to the
That was an
west
awful secret.
and a little bit north, just because that's where Leon said, "Hey, I saw some that the other day. You know, when we were resting and you guys were sleeping, I saw some potential dust kicking up. I don't know if it was the Shatterjaw clan or what, but he points it out. So you're kind of staring off in that direction. Nothing seems to be happening.
It's probably those doofuses looking.
You start kind of gazing up a little bit, and you notice that it is just immaculately clear night. There is not a cloud in the sky. You don't have a campfire, so you don't have any heat or light. There's no light from anywhere else except for the stars in the sky. And it is gorgeous because it is literally like stars everywhere. And a canopy of them filling the entire sky. You start to think back to your time here before. You remember a night like this. Even with trying to evade wandering tribes of orcs and some creatures that were hunting you. You and your small band are moving in and around this continent. And there's one night, just gorgeous. A peace falls upon you.
Piece of what?
Purple worm meat? As
Probably.
Bjorn throws a piece. No.
Toby.
But peace falls upon you, and you kind of relax. Even though you're on watch, you kind of feel a little content.
That's when you get jumped.
Third watch.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll your perception.
That's pretty bad. 10.
Oh,
Fucking
Hey, so-
dead.
I'm distracted by the beautiful night
Okay.
sky.
when? Well, actually, no. Correction.
I
You
guess
guys
I'm
were
not-
sleeping during the day. That's right. Never mind.
The stars are so beautiful.
Yeah. You're looking at
You mean the one giant star called the
you're
sun?
looking at the star, the one. No.
It's like I could look at it all day.
Correction. So you're for the day. I completely forgot. You guys are resting during the day. So during that day, it's still, it's warm out. It's very hot out. Okay,
The
but
fucking scene change
you're
just drops.
you
in.
still notice, and it seems peaceful.
So Jason,
Yeah.
because it is so bright and hot outside,
Mhm.
you know what Gold would have liked to have done during his watch? But you
Close
gave
his
such a beautiful
sunscreen.
description that I couldn't interrupt you.
Sleep all the way until night.
No. He would like to pull out the abyssal book he has on gates.
Ah.
And having gained some knowledge since then and have teleported across realms himself, maybe reread some bit and see if he missed anything.
This
Okay.
man's reading on his watch.
Yeah, I'm
Go
a
ahead.
typical guard.
Go ahead and give
Sounds
me
like a perception
an
at
intelligence check.
That is going to be a 16.
Not bad. Okay. You're reading through, and you're on watch for a good 2.5, 3 hours. Reading through this, and some things start to click a little bit. You start to think, okay, I can go between planes with shade. Okay, but what am I really doing? It seems like I'm cutting between them. But in reality, even though it looks like that, what I'm actually doing is I am linking them. I'm not destroying something and cutting something. I'm actually joining something. And this gives you a little bit more insight into how the planes actually work and are layered, which makes you think, wait a minute. Feywild, Prime Material, and Abyssal. How are they stacked upon each other?
Gold's high.
And you start to realize that based on what's in the writings, the Abyssal Plane is actually just below the Feywild. And the Feywild is just below the Prime Material. And other planes are linked but adjacent. Some around, technically kind of to the side, others above, and others below. But these three happen to be sandwiched on each other. And because of this, you think that this
Roll both of you.
this is what is something that is fueling the capability of the rock to pull them all together.
Dear Lord, what
So
the fuck
I
is
have
that?
no idea what's going on. but I love it.
You were doing your description, and Daniel's like, it's like a sandwich.
The planes are like a sandwich. You said they were
And you
stacked
just
up.
fucking
That's
said it.
why I told the both of them to fucking roll.
Yeah.
You got 27.
All right, and your turn.
I was like, I can't hold it, bro. This is too fucking beautiful and funny. All I heard was,
Like
it's
Gold's
like a
high.
sandwich.
Like, the planes are like a sandwich.
Little do we know, it's super fucking accurate.
It is.
So let me ask you this: is the Shadowfell like the mayonnaise of the sandwich?
No. So we got bread, Abyssal,
Yeah.
bread, Prime Material, and then it's the Feywild.
I got
So
the good.
so it's the Feywild.
So the Feywild's the ham.
No, it's the Feywild. Feywild.
Ah.
So it's lettuce.
Oh.
God, but that was like the
Yeah,
best
so it's a
side
veggie
comment
sandwich.
moment
It's lettuce.
ever.
Just lettuce.
And Daniel did it like a stone. He's like, hey, man, it's like a sandwich. And I was like, oh, don't fucking
I
start
fucking
right now,
love it.
Daniel.
You know what? Besides the roll, that's good. Both of you get inspiration.
I was trying so hard not to interrupt that. And then it's like as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That's awesome.
And then
That's
I was like, dude, you did it at the perfect time.
awesome. Feywild is lettuce. That is
Yeah.
canon.
Feywild is lettuce.
Just lettuce. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, Shadowfell. That's like a pickle off to the side.
Yeah, I was expecting pickle.
That's
not
the
lettuce.
spirit pickle that you get in your sub,
Yep.
your firehouse sub.
Yep. Except it's like,
Lettuce.
yep, it's a dark pickle.
Oh, okay. It's a monochromatic. pickle.
monochromatic pickle.
God, that's not
Can I get a side of monochromatic
all right.
tickle?
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Get-
Anyways, my watch is over. I've learned
best
so
moment
much.
of like a side conversation of the campaign ever. I'm sorry, hands down. I
Oh,
would
boy.
clip that moment if we did clip.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I take my watch.
Your watch.
If
So,
I have
your
a
wa-
10.
Yep. You
Let's
had a
want me to
10.
reroll because it's
So-
daytime now.
So now,
I whisper to you on my way out, the planes are a sandwich, and I go to bed.
yep.
What does it mean?
So you, so you are contemplating that fucking statement the entire watch. You're not really even paying attention.
This is
When the rest of you actually wake up, as it's kind of early evening, the sun's still up, but it's starting
He's
to set,
doing the thinker.
and he's sitting there, and he's literally like looking down at his shoes, and he's just going, "This." But you all wake up. You do get a long rest, and it is now. It's still warm out, but the sun is starting to set, so the temperature is starting to drop, and it's starting to get dark out. Based on the map and everything, you figure, okay, if we continue on the path we're going, if we are going into the right place, we'll probably be there in about 4 hours, 5 hours, like half the night journey or so, to get there. So we should hopefully find the location that we're looking for before sunrise.
Let's go.
I agree.
Sorry, let us go.
Let us
Jen, roll.
roll.
That's pretty funny. That was pretty humorous, actually.
Oh, that was pretty
I
forceful.
found it a little dry.
That's why you gotta
Might have, like,
you gotta
50%
add some
water,
astral
dude.
plane in there. That's the
Well, that's
mustard.
gonna be in the sandwich to make it wet.
That's smooth.
Astral plane's mustard. Ethereal plane is mayonnaise.
Oh, it's almost.
It's 69.
Oh no!
You
got
a one.
You got a natural
I
one
got
on the
one.
100?
Wow. You know what?
Only
know what?
Jen could get a
No,
one
no,
on
no,
a
no.
D100.
You know what?
You're back to level 1 for the
No,
next
no, no,
one.
no, no. That's kind of cool, because I think someone else actually rolled a 100 not too long
I
ago.
It
feel
was
like
Leon.
that was
It was Leon,
someone. Yeah.
Catastrophic.
and I
failure.
gave him inspiration for that. I'm gonna give you inspiration for the one.
Reverse inspiration.
Yeah. No,
Just takes one
I
away.
take one away. Yep, yep.
Catastrophic
And
failure.
I used them all.
You get a -1 to your intelligence rolls for the next 2 sessions.
Yep.
I lied. I
The
had
orb of
two.
confusion.
Okay, so
The realm of lettuce.
So moving
that's gonna
on.
be a highlight. That's gonna be a fucking highlight. So it is evening. You guys pack up your camp and get ready to head out, and you start moving out, going towards the location.
Now we appreciate the beautiful night sky.
Yep. I will need a perception check though, or sorry, survival check to see that you're on the right track.
Oh, I get that one at advantage.
Well,
Oh, that's a big roll. That's a 27.
Okay, so
like dog shit.
so once again, Bjorn goes, think we need to go that way. And Gold drags it over. Like, nope, that way. And he's like,
This isn't
okay.
characteristic of my character at all.
Yeah.
I'm just built different.
You're just
Your
not
dice certainly are.
you're just not
I
used
get
to
a
this
plus
content.
9.
That's all.
I'm +7.
Yeah,
You only
I
got
do
2
better
more
than
than
7.
Dice.
You're
We
just
knew
not
you
used to
rolled
this
bad to
content,
begin
that's
with.
all, right? So
Pick something else, bitch.
as you're traveling along,
Well, certainly not stealth or finding out where things are.
as you are traveling along, after about 2 hours worth, you're coming through what start to be, again, the terrain here in this scrubland is not completely flat. You have had some flat lands that you kind of maneuver through, but there is some ravines, there are some rises, you have some small plateaus, there's even some higher plateaus, but not super high. I mean, it's not big changes of elevation, but there is some. In a way, think of kind of like the Badlands of like South Dakota, except not as huge changes in elevation. You don't have like these huge spires of stone. They're small.
Yeah, we're in Spain.
Sure.
Yeah.
That works. But it's you. So you do have some changes of elevation. You do have some things like that, and you're kind of maneuvering your way through some of the more easier pathways that you
Yeah,
can
it's,
find.
it's like a set of like rolling hills and some mesas.
And about 2 hours in, you guys are like, shit, we're getting out of water. we need to get some more water. So I need you guys to search for some more water because you ran out of what you had. It lasted you this long.
Dirty
But-
20.
17.
Okay. You take about
11,
another
5.
hour to search in one of the lower ravines, and while you're in there, yes, you do manage to dig out another hole, and using shape water and or prestidigitation, you manage to go ahead and make yourselves a refill on your water.
We do have couch cam, yeah.
Yep, we
I'm
do have
trying
couch
to
cam.
put something-
That I love it. Okay.
I could just like.
It's
lay
not
down
quite
sex
centered,
life.
but
I
that's okay.
debated.
Not quite centered, but that's okay. You see, this is why we need Peach, so we can just set
Yeah,
Peach
I
there.
was like, man, I don't have a peach cam.
We thought about bringing Peach, but,
But,
she's got
uh,
an ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, she always is.
But you look and find some water. Give me perception check.
All of us are just them two.
Everyone. You can all give perception checks. Because you all your water skins are getting full.
What's it do?
Dirty 20.
You're not gonna believe this. 2 natural ones in a row for a 10.
Okay. So 22, dirty 20. Not even bothering. Okay.
I'm not good.
With your dirty 20, who had that? You?
Me.
You had the dirty 20. With the dirty 20,
I'm too
The-
focused on my hole.
the one thing you notice is that okay, this water has a smell. There's something going on. There's something going on here with it. It smells almost like there's sulfur in it.
I would not recommend drinking this water. It smells like there's something in it.
After
getting to the
they
root of the
say
problem.
that, can I take a whiff at it as I'm from the
Well, then
abyss?
let us
Yes.
then talk.
And I feel like I'm familiar with sulfur.
Okay.
And brimstone.
Yep. You go ahead and you sniff it, and yep, sure enough, it smells kind of sulphurous to you.
How close are we
It's
to where we
sprinkle
thought the
water.
ley line was?
You think you might be getting pretty close.
Or like an hour and a half, hour, 2
Yeah,
hours.
it's what you figure. Might be getting pretty close.
I don't know how accurate we are, but this reeks of
Okay.
my people.
The other thing,
Ew.
what you notice with your 22
Demons, not orcs.
is you also
Oh.
catch you also catch that smell, but in addition to that, it almost you kind of have like the smell causes a taste on
Scent.
your tongue. Yeah, it causes like a
Yeah.
little bit of a taste on your
One
tongue.
of the big old.
I'll wait
The
till
cup
you're
of
done.
water by him.
I'll wait till you're done and then I'll say.
Sorry.
Go on.
Okay. The smell causes a little bit of a taste on your tongue. So not only are you smelling sulfur, but you almost taste like copper pieces, aka like pennies.
Blood.
And the other thing you notice
The water's right.
is near this ravine, near the edge, you happen to look over to the side, and you see what looks like some furrows in kind of the side of this little cliff face. It's only about you're kind of like in a small ravine, and that ravine there's about like 15-20 feet to either side is the edges of it. Those go up for about 20 feet and then continue on, and it just kind of dips down into this ravine and then out. That's kind of how you got down in here. But on one of those like little vertical faces, there are some furrows in there, and they look like about like each one of them about that wide, and they're
That's like
even.
a cubby kind of thing.
No,
Sideways hole. I don't know what a
no,
furrow
they're
is.
like evenly spaced gouges in the wall, about that far apart.
claw mark-esque gouges. From a
Maybe,
really big creature.
Like a dragon-sized,
maybe.
as we've seen a dragon, and I could probably compare.
Give me an intelligence check.
No, that's my worst one. Oh, sparkly dice will do it. I can feel it.
Sparkly dice of doom.
I can't feel shit.
What'd you
5.
do? 5. You're not sure, but the best you can take is those could be some kind of creature marks, but you don't know what could have made
Let
them.
me see if I know. It's a 19 plus something.
Has this been commonly pointed out to
That's a dirty
the rest of the
20.
party by now, so we can all roll, or is this just
Just to
inside
spite all of
knowledge?
you? No. Yeah.
Doesn't point it out. No.
No, you'll probably see Bjorn looking at it. And you can walk up and be like, wow, hey Bjorn, what are you looking at?
Dirty
You seem
20
awfully
in the
fixated on that.
intelligence.
All
over there.
right, so you point out to us that these look like claw marks, right?
Some kind of claw mark. I apparently don't know what kind.
So, as one of my favorite enemies are dragons.
Okay.
Could I go ahead and roll an investigation check on
So
this?
he points that out to you. So it won't be investigation.
What would it be for me?
It will be Arcana.
I can't roll Arcana.
But I
Well, you-
can.
She can.
And I rolled a 19.
What? What
whatever
good is
my
having a
Arcana
favorite enemy of
is.
dragons if I can't
That's a
fucking
plus
roll
6,
against
so
them?
that's a 25.
Okay. So
Man, I have advantage on intelligence
Look
to recall information.
on her
but I
back.
can't roll
Nice. Oh,
Arcana.
yeah. The claw marks are on Persephone's back, and she's like, "Ah, I'm used to this."
With dragon?
So
I'm a demon. Why are you
You-
surprised?
you look at these closely, and what was your total?
25.
25. You go,
Good at
this
Arcana.
this is not a dragon.
Guys, it's not a dragon.
Oh, no wonder you
It's
didn't
worse.
get advantage. Do you get advantage if you think it's a dragon?
This is what you know would be called an androsphinx.
I'm assuming that's worse than a dragon.
I don't know what it is, so
It's an old Yu-Gi-Oh card that really sucks.
Or definitely, you know.
can I go to my
Give it
top
for free,
survival
but
guide
no
and see if
idea.
this is mentioned at all?
Sure. Give me a history check.
But on the bright side,
History.
What you do know about it with
Sex.
your Arcana check? Okay. Yeah, it's
Sorry,
not
no,
listed in there. But what you do know about it with your Arcana check is that androsphinxes, they are. Well, they're not necessarily good or bad. Okay, but they things you do know about them.
Sure.
They are a little bit territorial. They don't have any particular weaknesses that you know of, but they are immune to psychic damage, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. They're also immune to being charmed or frightened. Additionally, they have true sight out to 120 feet.
Fucking Christ.
And
That's what you know about
These are
these things.
dragon killers, dude.
So you remember when I said it's not a dragon?
It's worse.
I said that already.
The other things that you know about them in general is that typically androsphinxes, or sphinxes in general, usually have some kind of temple that they guard. And this is their lair. And in these lairs, okay, they are very territorial and very protective. And they only allow those who are worthy to access their temples. A lot of times the way they do that is through tests of various types. Some of them
So they're
choose
needy.
some of them choose riddles. Some of them choose challenges. Others choose strange methods.
I'll relay all of this.
Maybe a contest of strength or something
Something.
obscure.
But it just depends. They all have their own idiosyncrasies and what they like to do. But in general,
Are they?
whoever approaches them will be tested in some way.
Do you have a rough idea what they look like? Can they fly? Are they like cats? Are they
They
monkeys?
they
Cows?
look they look essentially like a giant
sphinx?
freaking lion with wings.
Ah, so they can fly.
In fact,
So
hold on. Like
oh,
that.
bro looks like a badass.
That is what you see. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture that I can show on stream, but literally just type in Androsphinx5e and you'll pull up a picture, guys.
That looks dope as shit.
So,
That is pretty cool.
yep, that is what it looks like.
Alright, I relay all of that to you guys. So as long as we don't have to go into his temple because there's a ley line there, should be fine.
Hopefully. That's hoping for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause we've been screwed more than once.
Yeah. So I would like to leave this ravine.
Okay,
Quickly.
so
So, would we have any reason to go in there?
If the ley line's in there, and we have to go in there, then sure. Otherwise,
I have this just sneaking
Yeah.
suspicion that it definitely is.
Yeah. As long as
Mr.
we don't
DM.
have to go in there for any reason, we should be fine. And we're smart
I
enough
ain't
to know
saying
to not
shit.
go in there.
You don't have
So
to.
we're good.
I know.
Your face says everything.
It always does.
He's like,
Okay, so we head towards the temple.
Bjorn must pass a series of intelligence checks and high DCs.
I would not be that cruel.
Please.
It'd make you
I
do
might
real
be
life.
cruel, but not that
It
cruel.
would make you real life solve it.
That's almost worse.
I know. Alright, and then we keep heading the direction we were intending to head when we.
Now, hold up.
I say wait for goal. We gotta wait for Zach to
Well, I
figure
say goal tells us what direction to go, and we continue to go that way.
All right.
Continuing our adventure.
So,
Or what are they doing outside?
Trash.
Trash out fine.
trash finding.
It
It's
fucking-
taken all freaking day.
Yeah, around my neighborhood.
6:16
too.
at night.
Yeah. Normally it's like middle of the day, but
They're like, oh, it's raining.
waiting until freaking 6:15. All right. So, Gold says, yeah, or, our general direction should be this way.
Where we go?
So you exit out of the ravine, still heading in general towards the east. Maybe a little bit, slightly north or from it, deviation every once in a while based on the terrain. But you're still heading in general to the east. And as you're going
Oh,
that
we're
way,
leaving the
the ravine.
Yeah,
The
we're
Sphinx thing?
continuing.
You're leaving the
We
ravine.
weren't at his temple. We just said, yo, he's probably nearby. We should.
Ah, okay.
And
Yeah.
so you're coming out of the ravine, heading in general to the east. After maneuvering for about 20 minutes, I need all of you to make perception checks.
Was that sulfur
look
water
this time.
drinkable? Or was
I
it
don't know.
able to be salvaged
I don't know. Are you going to try it?
from her magic? Oh, I remember her talking about it, but
What was the question?
was the water that was sulfury drinkable? Was it salvageable with your magic?
28.
I don't think my magic technically purifies it. However, first he was gonna drink it specifically because I feel like that's probably what I drank in
And
hell,
you still
and
want
that's
a
probably fine for me.
Okay.
Don't know if I recommend it.
I got
but I'm
eight.
gonna-
I got
Hey,
18.
water's water. I got 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what'd you
one
get
up
for
me again.
perception?
17.
I had to roll a 19, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
rolled a 19 as well.
All right. So you
Sorry,
had a 28. You had a
I
27.
guess, yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys definitely notice this. You two, as soon as they go, oh shit, guys eventually
I get
notice
a
it.
plus
But as you come out of this ravine, again, you're
Plus
walking
7?
for about 20
Plus
minutes,
Oh.
and you
Wait,
have some
no,
of the water.
It's 26.
You're fine with it.
Yeah, so I figured I'd be
You have,
okay.
you have no issue
No,
with the sulfur
27.
water. So Persephone drinks the sulfur water.
I got a 26.
Has no
'cause
issue.
I have a plus 7 to my
I'm not gonna even go near the
At
sulfur
that point, I
water.
don't think it mattered though.
As you are
We're already well above.
As you are walking through, you come out of the ravine, you start maneuvering around. Like I said, you're going for about 20 minutes. You come upon a rise, and then you end up dipping down into another ravine. This one goes deeper. It's about as wide. So again, it's about 15 to 20 feet in, to your left and to your right. Away from you is where the walls of this are. But this one's about 30 feet high so far, and it's going down a little bit further as you're continuing through it. You do see that, okay, over on the far side, which probably about 100 feet away or so, it comes back up. You start going through there.
Are
You
we
do know,
traveling day or night?
Night.
this is nighttime,
Okay. I will say I can just to the other side.
if you want to. But
I love you.
right now, as you're going
No,
through,
this is just a thing I can do.
Oh,
the-
okay.
these guys are
My
walking
shadow
through,
thing I got at this level is pretty exciting.
and near the kind of lowest point of this ravine, as you walk through, you notice, okay, it seems damper down here, especially it's cool. Probably in the mid 50s degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, we use freedom units here. So America, fuck yeah. But it's a little bit damp in here, and you actually notice as you're kind of walking through the lowest point of this that it feels like the earth is a little bit damp. We could probably get more water here pretty easily. You also do notice there is more of that sulfur smell, and with those high perceptions, again, you're kind of getting that taste of pennies or copper pieces in your mouth a little bit too.
So
The
this
other
is what we saw on that perception check, was this ravine?
Well, you're in this ravine.
Yeah.
You're walking through. But you also notice off to your left,
I just realized my dark vision doesn't go like forever. How far does yours go?
usually 60
Yeah,
feet
it's
is about
usually
what you do.
60.
Off to your
I have
left,
no idea. Sure, it's 60 or not.
it's usually 60.
Yeah.
Unless special is usually
Definitely don't
100.
have superior dark vision.
Yeah.
Off to your left on that wall of the ravine, you see what looks like carved into the stone of it is an archway that is about 15 feet high and 20 feet wide. And it is
An
just
archway?
an archway. And it is going off into this side of the ravine, off into more darkness.
Gold, check that out. That sounds like something Percy might have just been talking about.
I'm just wondering how far we have to go to confirm the presence of the rod.
Okay.
Didn't she say there'd be a big sphinx or something guarding this?
Well, so I'm not in the ravine. So
So you did your shadow.
I did my shadow hop
So
to the other side.
you're way at the other side.
But up here, at my vantage point of not down there,
Mm-hmm.
The sphinx is above us taking a
Because
nosedive. She
I've
just
been-
watches it.
near the rods before,
clean
I have a rough understanding of kind of like what the vibe check is. Do I get the
Ow.
sense that
Roll for
continuing up
vibe.
here is smarter, or do we need to go down and into the magic tunnel?
13.
What type of check would it buy?
Give me an intelligence check.
I was just
Actually, you know what? For you, I'll say
Also, the Arcuna is a plus
I did not
6,
pass the vibe
which
check.
17
did.
plus 6
What
is
did you do?
20.
13. It's above
He
10.
was 50.
as you shadow step over here and you start
The bug
kind of
10.
walking further out of the ravine, waiting for the others to catch up to you. As you're walking out of the ravine, you're like, look back over your shoulder, like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. You turn around and you walk a couple steps back, and you're like, shit.
Okay, I get my butt down there. Hey guys, you remember that big, scary, foreboding thing I mentioned? We're gonna have to do that.
I didn't even see it.
What are you talking?
And I just point to the big gaping
When you
hole.
pop back in there, you now see, yep, there is this archway opening.
Can we read any text on the gateway? Or?
It's not. It's literally just like carved as an opening.
Hieroglyphics.
There's no text on it, no nothing. It's just a carved, open passageway, almost like a cave, but it's too
It-
smooth and nice to be natural.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
clearly
hammer.
fabricated.
Yes.
And then the explosion.
I'm going to try to send a message
Hmm?
down there to what I assume is going to be a snake.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to work,
Okay.
but I'm going to go, hey, you busy?
You wait a second. Okay.
Alright, well, it's at least more than 30 feet in there, guys.
All right, Jason. I don't think this is an in combat
Do
thing.
we want to go into the hole now?
If I would hate
not?
to go in this fucking hole.
I'm so
Why
bored of
did-
just walking
I
around
didn't
the
know if we
desert.
needed to sleep again or if we had just completed our sleep and we're finding it.
Sphinxes are
Sleep.
technically constructs, right?
It's nighttime.
Um,
AKA not sleep time.
Alright.
This is a primeval awareness question.
they are not.
Who's in the hole?
She
How
would
bad
be,
could it
she would be able to tell
I
you with
walk
her.
in?
She had a very high knowledge check on it, so she would let you know they're considered monstrosities.
All right, I can't detect that with primeval awareness.
The monster man.
I'm walking
Um,
towards it.
Okay.
I would
Alright.
like to, once per short rest as an action, use my detect portal feature. Is there a planar portal within a mile of me?
Yes.
Completely unrelated.
Fuck. Okay.
Would
I'm even more wary about this fucking place
do
now.
you guys want me to announce our presence?
Nowhere.
I'm sure we
Bjorn
are.
is already halfway to the thing.
I'm sure this thing already knows we're here.
I know, that's why I said hello.
That's not.
I know I was kidding.
I know you're kidding.
It's gonna see us anyway.
We're gonna
So,
die.
Jason,
Mm-hmm.
this thing also tells me I know the distance and direction of the closest planar portal. Where is it?
It's right down that fucking hole.
Alrighty, boys.
We have to go.
You-
I'm so upset.
We're
I don't
gonna
want-
die.
estimate-
Bjorn's
And
already
what you
walking
notice,
there.
what you notice is, since you know the exact distance and direction, it's a slightly downward angle. It's about 400 feet away.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
Charge.
You guys, prepare for combat.
You guys, well, actually, do you shout that at me?
Don't yell into the.
He
I'm not-
started walking towards that.
I'm not
fucking-
yelling. I'm just saying it out
I
loud
will
to
say,
those
I am-
around me.
Going to
How quiet is it?
confidently.
Very, right?
Right now, it's
We're in
it's
the middle of the
normal
night.
nighttime noise and
I
stuff.
probably would have heard him say.
You hear a little bit of wind, and that's
You
about it.
hear the echo of prepare for combat. Bye 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 bye.
I'm going to confidently follow the tank.
Okay.
I'm going to shift. I'll wait till I get up to the closer to the door, and then I'll shift.
Okay.
I'll get the temporary.
Closer to the archway,
Yes,
or to it?
the archway.
Okay,
That's
so
not
I mean, the
far.
archway is literally like 20 feet from where you guys are standing.
We can just
Okay, well, then
walk
I
down.
walk through it, and I go ahead and shift and prepare for something shitty to happen.
Okay.
We have 400 feet, but be cautious.
Are the
Takes on a slightly more bestial appearance.
Okay.
NPCs following us this whole time?
Yeah, they're
Y'all
just
might
there.
want to stay here.
Okay. Carpenter is like, okay, what are we doing?
Dying.
We're gonna fight creatures or demons.
Fair enough.
I'll leave them my tent supplies to make a temporary camp here.
Okay, so, Yarrick actually kind of like says,
Leaving me.
do we have to stay right down here?
I would stay out of the heat, but you don't necessarily have to stay right
I
here
mean,
at the
it's
mouth.
nighttime, so not really a lot of heat.
It's not gonna be that much for much longer.
Well,
If you want to walk back
he
up,
looks
it's
at his
fine.
wrist, looks in his pants, scratches his ear, and says, "Oh, we got about 4 more hours until sunrise."
Impressive.
If you had grabbed one more thing, I was going to cut it
Bjorn's
off.
head whips around.
Oh, I was gonna
How
grab
did
your
you
ass.
tell
but
the
okay.
time from looking inside your pants?
This little smartass.
All right. So he looks at Carpentier, and is like, up there. Carpentier nods. They take the tent supplies. They walk out of the ravine, or at least away, almost all the way out of the
Away
ravine,
from the big scary door.
away from the frickin' archway,
Mhm.
and then start setting up. There's still a little bit in the ravine, just enough to, if when the sun comes up, hopefully they can get a little bit of shade, but they're trying to stay away from where you guys are going.
You said 400 feet, Gold.
400 feet, 60-degree angle.
Let me know when we get to 200 feet.
I'm not counting the feet. You will simply track it yourself.
I'm not dumb at tracking.
They're 8 feet.
Bjorn is walking into whatever this.
Oh yeah,
Is
you're already
it
going.
like a tunnel then?
It is, and it angles down.
This is
Yeah.
why the tank always dies first when it's this guy.
Confidently following
Buddy,
our
I haven't
tank.
died yet.
I'll take 30.
You almost with you having the ability to come back.
Did it?
You guys begin walking down this passageway.
Yeah.
Bjorn's in the lead. Persephone confidently just walked right up behind him, and she's just right behind him.
Yeah, the giant
You
wall
two
of
are
meat.
in the rear, and Leon was like, "I'm gonna keep an eye on these fucks, so they don't run off with our gear, and so they don't get killed.
I mean, to be fair, I already gave you guys all healing potions when we left
If-
the camp in the first
If
place.
you need me, message."
Yeah, that's won't work, but okay.
I'll
be
give
fair.
him my dowsing rod so
I
he
have
can find
message,
water.
not
Okay.
sending Leon, but
I'll
thanks.
work on it.
To be fair, Bjorn is still pissed that we
No
cowardly
wonder you're
ran
no
away
good.
from the orcs.
Don't have sending.
Says
And
the
he has
guy
had
who's
no
staying outside.
Battle
Yep.
action in days.
There's
So-
no cowardly action there, sir.
So
He didn't say that out loud, but that's why he's
Bjorn?
ball stomping his way to the tunnel.
I see Bjorn as like a weighted out fucking college athlete who lives for every single game until the day is done.
Sure.
So
He
You-
peaked in high school. Yeah.
you are walking down. It has
I
been
think so.
a decline coming down through this tunnel.
You
It does
I'm
turn a
varsity
little bit
freshman, right?
to the right and then back to the left, so it's not a straight visual. But then eventually it kind of levels out, and as it levels out,
Oh, it's stuff.
it opens up into a large chamber. And as you walk in, you hear as sconces lining the walls of this chamber spring to light.
Betty's in here.
You
I
see,
don't like that.
you see this chamber in here is probably about 40 feet high, 60 feet wide, and 80 feet deep.
20 gold cents is in here.
It is supported by very well made, obviously man-made carved stone pillars. The light illuminates the entire area. And at the back of this chamber, sitting kind of on all fours, tucked up kind of like a cat loaf, is this very large, lion-looking creature with two large, expansive golden wings kind of splayed out, laying next to him on the ground. It looks at you as you enter this chamber, and you hear from across the expanse as it says, "Welcome. What do you seek?"
Not combat. Not combat.
He's not gonna say combat.
You look like you're ready to kill the fucking thing.
I'm not trying to kill this Sphinx. I'm
Looking
trying
for
to
a
kill.
magic rod.
Yeah,
Laid in the ley
he
line
detected a
intersection.
portal, like a
Okay.
demony portal.
So that's what you guys say?
Yeah, as Gold walks up behind Bjorn, I assume he would say that
Okay.
before Bjorn says something.
As you say that, one thing you guys notice is that even as far as you are, you're technically from him, you seem to be about like 60 feet away from him. Okay? And then the chamber goes an additional 20 feet behind him. But you're about 60 feet away from him. And even from this distance, as you're speaking, it's not as if you feel like you need to raise your voice. It just carries clearly through the space. The acoustics of the space seem to carry the sound easily from one end to the other.
This is a magnificently designed room.
Why, thank you.
Compliments to your architect.
Interesting. Approach.
Okay.
We will do as such then.
Yes.
You walk up, you get closer. When you get within about 20 feet, he says, "Hold right there. Please, introduce yourselves, as it is only polite."
Hi, I'm Persephone, level 14 sorcerer. I grew up in the demon realm, and then I came here.
Excellent.
I am Goldmere of River's Home.
I am Tomer Jaeger. I am native to these lands, but known more for living on the sea. Paladin of Shimla.
I am
Come
Bjorn
around.
Oscar. That's all I say because I can't remember where I had him from.
Too many concussions.
Yeah, I hit the head one too many times.
I've forgotten where home is.
Jordan, call me for the party.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay. He looks at you guys, and he says, "I am Hanmuna. CR99 creature." No,
Whoa!
I'm just,
I
Thanks for the heads
Yeah.
up, pal.
No.
I want to go home.
I am Hanmuna.
You're right.
Guardian of this
I'm
town.
your. Okay.
Well met.
You seek a rod?
Yeah.
We
Hold on. Do I have a way to do
Because
this?
that's what you said. So.
Yeah, no, I mean that is the sentence I said.
we specifically seek to know if one of the rods of chaos have been placed in the Ley Line intersection nearest this temple.
Oh, I pressed a digitation to make a non-magical trinket or illusionary image that looks like the rod, since I know what they look like.
Okay, excellent. It looks at
I
that
said,
and
"Did
goes,
you do that too?"
Yeah.
What is minor illusion for?
Better illusions.
Okay.
interesting object. I need perception checks from you.
I don't like this.
That's a 18.
29 at 20.
Jesus, 14.
18.
Okay. You three. Well, we'll start with you two.
Who
You two notice that you've never really dealt with a creature like this, but when it says that interesting object, its expression, there's just something a little off about it. You
speaks?
Immediately read.
Papa's gonna whisper sweet nothings into your ear.
Da-da-da,
So it's like a sandwich, is what we were talking about,
Time for
right?
some
So,
Jason ASMR.
so the lettuce is here, right? And then the thing's on the bottom, right? So it's like the rod, the skewer, or
That makes perfect sense.
and right there, at this point, is where we're going to take our break. Okay? And we will be back in just about 10 minutes.
Jason, you can't do that to me.
I can. For any of you who are watching,
I can, and I will.
For any of you who are watching, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. Just so you know, if you want to have an effect on the game, you can do so if you are watching on YouTube or Twitch. On YouTube, you can go ahead and super chat and say what you would like to have happen in the game. And when you do that, as long as it doesn't completely break the game, and even if it's very close to it, but as long as it doesn't completely break it, we will make it happen. And the more you donate, the more likely we are to get close to game breaking. If you're watching on Twitch, if you donate Twitch bits and you say, yep, this is what I'd like to see happen, again, same kind of scenario. So feel free to do that to interact with us in the game. And we will see you in just about 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
More! More!
That's all right. And you can put the sign back. And we are back from our break. So, yes. Wait just a little bit.
Oh dear fucking lord!
Trying
Just
to
wait.
center it. A little more. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
More.
There. That's actually close enough. To
More.
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 All right. Sorry, Kylo. Okay, so we are back from break, and
And now we're going to break.
Gold just noticed something,
Yeah.
and that's where we left off as they approached. Persephone gave a visual using an illusion spell to show what the rod looked like, and then Gold's super high nat 20 perception check noticed something, and that's where we're at.
Persephone Dimension Doors out right now.
I do that.
Okay, so
I bring me and I think one other person.
so if that's what we're doing
Let me
in this house. We
Roll for initiative.
Come on, Dad.
We're fucking dead.
That it.
Sorry, I was getting my sheet straightened out.
That's a 10.
Roll
I don't know.
for initiative.
An 8 for gold.
And I still didn't succeed.
Natural 20 for 21.
That's the
D&D Beyond decided to reload. I hope it doesn't lock me.
If it does,
okay, so we're gonna go around. So Persephone, you said
11.
11 gold.
8.
8.
21 with a dirty 20. I mean a natural 20, my bad.
All right, and Bjorn.
16.
What is your initiative bonus?
Mine? 2.
Okay.
I don't like the gold set. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Okay. So, Tomer.
Yep.
As you guys are standing there, you see Gold kind of lean over to Persephone and whisper something. As you whisper something, the acoustics in this room
are so good.
the sound of it is almost as if you are speaking out loud. And you all hear Gold say, Persephone, Dimension Doris out of here right now. You are able to quickly react. You can do something if you wish.
Dash run.
Fucking yeah, basically. I'm gonna as soon as I hear that and I remember all the times Persephone's like, I can bring only one more person. I look and I'm just booking it the other way.
Okay. So you turn around, so you are just running the other way.
Booking it out. As soon as I overhear what Gold said, I'm like, that means he noticed something that I didn't. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay.
Don't leave you in there. I will fight to the death.
You heard it too.
Yeah, you all heard this.
Yeah, you heard it
You
too.
all heard
There's no way you're convincing me to cowardly run away. again.
Listen, you have seen me square down with demons several times.
I've also seen you run away from orcs.
No, we strategically retreated as a group from the orcs
Tactical
to
retreat.
save other people. There's a difference. If there weren't others, we would have fought. You know that.
Alright, well, we'll find out.
Not that I need to convince your character, but you would know that Gold understands that this is a lose-lose situation. There's no winning here.
Would I understand that? I don't know if I would understand your nuances.
You've
No,
known
but-
Gold long enough.
Okay,
That's
but
crazy.
also-
What, a week?
But
Next-
also, I
next
told
session?
you,
Couple weeks?
You've known Gold
I didn't
We have a time
tell
skip.
you about the
About a
bad
month.
guy going into our
Oh, fair
walk. So,
I'm gonna say this. Next game, if he stays behind, new character, who dis?
Yeah, no, are you going back to Ajax?
I'm Bjorn too. I'm here to avenge my twin brother.
The headless Ajax?
So,
Ajax the White.
as you
It's an
begin to
actual
run
movie
away,
cleric now.
the Sphinx, and you would notice it because you haven't turned away yet, neither of you.
yeah, it was like I also had a...
Me noticing everything in
see
the goddamn room.
The only thing that you can equate it to is kind of a smirk. And then it roar as it roars. I need everyone to make a wisdom save.
That was a little unnecessary, sir.
18.
You said a wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
I got 19.
Wisdom save?
Yep.
I also got a 19.
Okay.
God damn it, my teleporter.
All of you
Oh.
feel a chill go up your spine,
And then you're like,
except for you,
Yeah.
and you're like practically shitting your pants. You are frightened.
That's fine.
And then it's just gonna sits back. Bjorn, you're up. All this thing has done so far is roar at you. You've seen Tomer turn around and book it. Persephone is standing there. She came in, she was like right behind you, and she's like freaked the fuck out. Which you understand because even you felt like a chill run down your
Because he
spine.
goes roar, and I go.
he feels the
But it's
chill,
your turn.
and then he shakes it off. I enter a rage and I yell back at him.
Okay.
I also do a roar back at him, an intimidation check.
Okay. You want to do roll intimidation?
Can I use strength as the
Yeah,
skill for that?
sure.
I know it doesn't fucking matter.
This man's got like a 27.
He wasn't lying about 99 CR level, bro.
Flexing at him.
Yeah, but
I guarantee this is like a near-death encounter.
Yeah, no,
We-
GTFO.
This is Jason punishing us for not going back and fighting the dragon.
Listen, all I heard was, get the fuck out. I'm getting the fuck out.
Listen, I've never seen Jason more villain-like going, drinking red wine.
Wow. 27.
You mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
our character's blood.
It was a pretty good shout.
That's
Bjorn is
Yeah.
very confident that his
What
shout
the
was
means of frightening?
pretty
Like,
awesome.
Okay. Well, that's your action. You
Yep.
still have movement and bonus action if you want to do anything.
That's it.
Okay. Persephone.
This thing has not attacked
Okay.
me. It just yelled at me, so I
Yep.
yelled back.
I'm gonna do this either way, but I need to know whether or not you're a willing creature.
Probably to you.
Grab you because I'm
Right
next to
behind
you,
him. Yeah.
and I'm going to dimension door 500 feet back to where
I
we
will not be a
fucking
pain in the ass about it and say
Okay.
I'm unwilling.
So
came. Yeah, back out.
you two are now outside
Wait,
in,
where am I?
in the ravine again.
What the hell happened?
Damn, I expected to be the willing participant here.
Gold.
You, gotta
You are
understand,
standing there.
You can get out. he
Those
can
those
get
two
out,
are
he
gone.
cannot.
Tomer has gone pew, and run, and he's got good movement, so he's 90 feet away.
You got
You're there
misty
standing in front of this fucking thing, 20 feet away. It's just looking at
He's
you.
mad I didn't take him.
And you didn't get me any Little Caesars. I wish I didn't know, and I would have ordered some myself. Alright, so there you are. You're standing 20 feet in front of it. Everyone else is basically fucking gone. And you're standing there.
Hold on, let me see the range on my shadow step.
Yeah, I was
here.
like, you have access to fast movement.
No, dude, I'm good. I was just fucking.
Oh, bro, I'll take them.
Tomer, how far did you go?
My movement speed is 60.
No, it's 45.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
not the monk. So you went 90 because you probably would have moved and action.
Yeah,
moved.
IGT.
He's not monk. He's a goddamn blood rager.
Exactly. That's why he's only got 90 feet that he can move.
I
in
thought you
a-
just said it because he was a monk.
No, because he's not monk. He can't move 60 in
Oh,
one
okay, I
minute.
see.
He moves 45. So he goes 45 and then an action to move another 45. That's what I assumed you did.
Uh-huh.
So
He's like, yeah, sure.
There you are, Gold. You're right in front of it, 20 feet away. It's looking at you.
Actually, I still have movement and stuff left.
You do.
Leon,
Yeah. Well,
they
they're up near the edge of the ravine now. So they're
Wait a-
further away from you guys.
I had a 500 foot.
But you didn't say you were going there. You just said
Oh
500
no,
foot.
it's like out, as far as I could physically go. Like if I knew where camp was going to be set up, I would have.
Sure. Okay, I'll allow that.
They need an evac now.
Why are we running?
Okay. Like, explain.
They need evac now.
Evac where?
How fucking stupid is Leon?
The way you're
Because
framing
I'm
it
playing
makes
Leon.
no
He's
sense.
very stupid because I don't fucking know what you mean.
I don't know. I think they need evac now. It's pretty self-explanatory.
He teleports the Sphinx out here.
Gold's the only safe one. How the fucking turns of table.
Gold is evacuated from danger.
Oh, thank God. I
That's
see
what
the
I'm
rod
gonna say.
just
Whether or not
right
it
where
does
the
anything
Sphinx's
different, but
asshole
that's what
was.
I'm gonna say.
Well, I will say, for my benefit, because I am not Leon, so
No,
I
I
can't
know.
make a lot of
I'm just
arbitrary
informing you
decisions.
of
For
what Percy's doing.
what are you trying to implement?
They need evac now. That is self-explanatory.
No. What?
Go into detail, my child.
Yes.
Bro can teleport more than one person.
Right. Are you talking everybody, including the rest of the party, or just these guys, the
Oh, I
NPCs?
said they, pointing into the party in which I came out of.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So essentially, you're
Someone
saying
does the exasperate.
whoever's everyone
Go in there and go get them out.
Gold and Tomer is what you're saying. Okay. See, that clarifies because you said they need evac now, and he's standing with other theys.
Percy would have been pointing and in
Okay.
panic. Like, it makes sense.
In this time, Gold is dead.
Gold has seen the Sphinx. It has sharpened its claws. It has
Well,
ripped my head off.
It did not.
I'm sure it's just sitting there going,
Yeah, pretty much.
So you gonna run away too, or are we actually doing this?
nah. I saw the route. Don't worry, you're good. We plan on leaving anyway. I just need to know it was here, not necessarily that I need to kill you or do anything like that. Because I mean,
You saying any of that?
no, fucking of course not. That's
That'd be
What-
hilarious.
I'm
It
not
is-
giving
it is
that
your
Sphinx-
turn. What exactly are you doing?
oh, I'm going to go
Monologue.
ahead and just carve a rift in reality real fast.
Okay.
60 feet, move, action, dash. So 60,
As he
60,
steps through, he's
I'm
just like-
120 foot out the door.
Like, see ya.
Well, your movement's only 30 foot.
Then even more. So 70 plus 60, 130.
130. Okay. You still got a ways to go before you're fully out. But yeah, you passed Homer because of that.
See ya.
You see me teleport in front of you.
But now it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm booking it again.
I don't have to be faster than the Sphinx. I just have to be faster than Gold.
Yeah, you go. You basically go. Shaboom, run. Which Tomer's up here, so you go shaboom, run. And now Tomer's like brrr, right past you. You guys are out. Leon, after you say that, is like,
does
oh
I
shit.
take a whole turn explaining to him what the fuck I
Yeah,
mean, is what
And
it
so,
is.
and so he's like, okay. And he starts running back down. So he's got to go from the camp all the way towards the entrance. So he's running down that way. Okay. While that's happening,
The
you
Sphinx.
two, you hear,
I don't like it. I don't like it. No, no, please, no. No, not again.
Mortals.
I've dealt with way too many Sphinx. I don't like this.
And
Why have you dealt with so many Sphinxes?
Bjorn,
There's too many of them this fucking continent.
Yes.
your turn.
Like I said before, Bjorn just like, oh, we're running again?
Yep, you're up at the camp hanging out.
Yeah.
Persephone, you doing anything?
Yeah, I took a whole turn explaining to.
Yep, okay. Gold, it's back to your turn.
Rift in reality.
Another
Dash.
130 feet.
Yeah, another 130 feet.
Okay, you now are. You can see the archway. And you're getting close to heading out.
I'll probably head back towards the.
You're running
Times
with
can you use
Leon
that
basically.
rift thing?
Okay,
3 times a day.
Tomer.
Booking it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you also you now once again, this time you don't completely pass Gold. You're now almost neck and neck with him,
What farm?
and you
This isn't
also
a
see
race.
the outfit.
Yeah, 'cause I wasn't.
Once again, you just hear like a sigh,
I love when they run.
and then
Wait.
Bjorn.
Wonder how they're doing in there. How come I got teleported out?
Mhm.
I had that Sphinx on the ropes.
Yeah.
Okay, Persephone and Leon, you're running. You are almost to the archway.
Sounds good.
It's Gold and Tomer's turn. At this time, you come out of the archway. You guys see these two popping out of the archway,
Okay, so why did I have to get us out?
and you're no longer in initiative.
The Sphinx is corrupted by the root. We need to leave right now.
Um,
We have our answer. Let's go.
He's not even chasing us.
Also, was our goal not to stop it?
No, the rod's already placed. There was no removing the rods. We know that.
How do we? The rod was. You said you saw a root. That has nothing to do with the rod.
If that creature is corrupted, I assure you the rod's been placed. There's a planar portal down there. Let's move to the next one. Leon, teleport the party out now.
Okay.
Or we teleport to
Fuck
Yeah,
the base of the mountain. I don't care.
That's what Leon asks is, where do you want to go?
Base of the mountain. Let's get as
Straight
far
into
away
the
from
York
here as we
camp.
can.
Wait,
right
hold on,
now.
hold on. Are we leaving this continent?
Grab
Or do
the
you want to
NPCs.
just...
No, the next rod site.
Okay, never mind then.
We're
Okay.
not leaving the continent. We just need to leave this spot as
And
fast as
you,
possible.
You say
Grab
that?
the NPCs.
Okay. So Leon says, okay. And he's like, she's right. And he turns and starts running back up to the campsite.
And we're right on his ass.
Okay. It takes you 2 more rounds. You get back up there. And Leon, the whole time, he's shouting at them, grab the gear now. And so as the 2 rounds, 12 seconds go by, these NPCs are like frantically like trying to wrap up the tents and stuff. They don't get very far, but they get far enough that as you guys get up there, they continue wrapping stuff up, grabbing stuff, and just like literally like, I got a handful of shit. Okay. And after about another 30 seconds of everyone frantically grabbing shit, 2 things happen. One, Leon begins casting teleport. Everyone kind of holding hands or holding on shoulders or something, touching each other. Okay?
Jesus.
And-
Jesus.
The Sphinx grabs onto our shoulder. Hey guys, where are we going?
Yeah. No. Walking
And here comes a purple
out
one.
of the archway, the Sphinx just comes out and looks in your direction. And it just shakes its head back and forth.
I'll be seeing you later.
And even from this distance, which you're a good 100, 150 feet away, you can almost hear a sigh.
As he casts counterspell at 9th level.
And boom! As the spell of teleport envelops you,
How far
your
away
vision
was he?
darkens. You're about 150 feet.
Okay, never mind.
The spell
Vanish.
of teleport kind of envelops you. Your vision kind of goes dark for a split second as you transport out of this location to another. And just to be fair, I have to roll.
He didn't even see me.
I was told to get out.
There was a root on the tail. It's very clearly been corrupted. That monstrosity is beyond saving.
I didn't think we were trying to save him.
I didn't think we were gonna do that either.
He is beyond saving, he said.
There's nothing to be done. The rod's been placed. We need to move on.
Just do this, then this.
He didn't really seem interested in killing us.
I'm not
All
sure
right.
if you heard the words correctly. He called us mortals.
We are.
We are.
Normally, when one
That is a
calls
fact.
for their prey mortals, it means they're in it for the long game. They're in it for the hunt.
Okay.
They want us to run.
Wow.
Did you
Then
not
why did we?
hear my descriptor?
For our
when I covered
safety.
what they were.
Okay,
It may be playing into their hands as the hunt, but we need to survive.
so this is very important. Where exactly did you tell Leon you wanted to go?
You
So,
said the base of the mountain is what I heard.
so do you remember a few sessions ago, after the whole avalanche thing, how we had
Oh, I
come
remember.
down to the base of the mountain,
Yeah,
and
I
that was kind of the intersecting points. We could choose to go towards Ley Line 1 or Ley Line 2.
I remember that. Very
We chose
good.
Ley Line 1. We're back there to Ley Line 2.
Okay.
So we're back in cold weather gear.
Or
As-
it's
as your-
familiar,
as
because
your
it was there.
Yep. As your vision comes back, okay, it's gone for a split second, and then boom, and you're a little disoriented, if I can say that word, little disoriented, just for a moment or two, kind of shake your heads, and your senses come back to you, and you are exactly in that location.
Okay, good. I thought we were gonna be
Thank
falling.
Nope,
I was like, featherfall, featherfall, featherfall.
he rolled very well, or I should say, I rolled for him very well. So, you are exactly in that location that you specified. You're like, okay, I fucking got it. Oh, god damn, yes. That's where you show up, And yes, you are at a higher elevation. It is colder. It is nighttime. So yes, now the temperature is down below freezing. You're probably in the 20s.
Now we camp at night
It's not-
and walk during the
It's not
day.
as cold as higher elevations, but it's still fucking cold. It's below freezing.
Camp at night, walk during the day.
Put on cold weather gear and attempt
set
to
up
start
that
fire
tent.
with what supplies we have available.
Now, your NPCs that are in tow have no cold weather gear with them.
Well, they better fucking cuddle.
They are not happy with this, but
All right. Well, are you dead? No.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But, yeah, but
okay?
Could you have just
But they're
teleported
dealing-
anywhere else?
no, they're dealing, but they're not happy because
The
they're
alternate
freezing their
location was overshore. That'd have been the other choice.
I was just joking. The
ass. He could have easily got you there.
The NPCs are like, wait, you could just teleport us anywhere else. Why did
Yes.
you?
Why did you bring us here? In fact, I will say, Bellum, the half orc, he actually is like, wait a minute. He looks at Leon. How did we get from there to here? And he's like, oh, I know a spell. I can tell him. It's like, can you go anywhere with that?
Theoretically.
Technically.
As long as it's on this.
Why the fuck did you take us here?
That's when they learned.
And he looks at the rest of you. Why did you say the base of a fucking mountain?
Listen,
We could have gone home.
listen. Right now, your only job is survival. You don't have a home right now. We're on a mission. We picked you up and saved you. You're tagging along for as long as you want, or you can take your chances out in the wild.
Roll persuasion.
Don't convince them to walk
No,
off.
I'm not persuading. I'm intimidating. I'm not.
Okay,
fucking-
roll
I'm
intimidation.
not fucking playing around. I'm like, this is life or death.
As they run off into the wild.
Shit.
Purple worm. 20 feet away.
24.
Okay. Bellum's like, whoa, hey. I was just saying that you know,
Somebody
This isn't the
sounds
ideal location.
ungrateful.
this isn't the ideal location. I get it. Hey, I get it. Don't go crazy on me, man. I get it.
I
I
understand.
appreciate you guys saving us. Okay, I do.
The rock comes back down.
I just was hoping for, you know, somewhere where I'm not gonna die of exposure. You know.
Okay.
We understand the circumstances could have been better,
Yeah.
but this is the best that we have with the circumstances of trying to not end the world.
Wait a minute. You're trying to. What?
You guys have tagged along on a mission that is well beyond.
Your grasp.
Well, yeah.
You're outside of your depth.
And Carpenter is like, gentlemen, what are you talking about?
Don't worry about
And
the
lady, I
details.
apologize. And lady.
We can keep you alive. We can guarantee that we get back to some relevant safety. But for now, you have to understand that you have to bear with some difficult consequences of being with us.
Yeah, actually, you're.
All right. Fair enough. But
School.
he kind of looks around and he goes,
No, Gold's fairly confident that he can get them to safety.
You said you guaranteed.
where exactly are we?
I'll pull up my map and I'll point to the mountain range we're on right now.
While they're yapping, I am gathering some firewood around from any trees that might be nearby.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, he's a dwarf. I wonder if he's from the.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go up there.
Is that your house? Man, that's racist.
Point of inspiration.
For being racist?
He kind of
Yeah.
he's kind of looking around and he goes, when you show him on the map where he is, he's like,
All dwarves are from the same place. Everyone knows that.
how did you get here?
So
Other than, I mean, I know we got
Went through
here from
there.
his.
No. I'll point to the volcano we started on. And I go, oh, we were here.
We went through the volcano, met a dragon,
What?
and left.
Yeah.
Bitrax.
Was his
You-
name Bitrax?
Bitrax.
His name
Been
is
through the
Mitchell.
mountains.
Oh,
Everybody
Through
did.
the mountains, not over.
Yeah.
Through.
Yeah.
Everybody's super.
Here, I found this while I was inside, and I'll hand him one of the ancient dwarven scrolls.
I'll also take out a bottle of like the dwarven mead that I found.
And he snatches it out of your hand. He's like, He looks at it and he goes,
Thank God you didn't
My
drink
God.
this.
my God. He falls on his knees and he begins weeping. My people. Their homeland. You've been there.
Yes.
We've been through a lot. I mean, we've seen the treasury and the dragon that occupies it.
The dragon.
I would not recommend going in there.
Your home is not a home anymore.
More like a lair.
It's filled with lava and a
A
dragon.
layer is even a wise term for it. I'd call it a cemetery of ash more
His-
than anything
His
else.
fists
dark
kind of
of an
clench around the neck of the bottle and around the scroll. You see a couple tears come down his eyes. Kind of grits it and goes,
We did make
You're
it
saying
swords.
it is lost. There is no hope.
Unless
Well-
you want
Unless
to
you-
solo a dragon.
Here's the thing.
I would love to fight the dragon.
The dragon is. If you had a large enough amount of numbers, you could overtake your home back, but it's going to take you a while to climb up the side, get back to the entrance that we found that he left a marker at. And then,
I
It's
believe
not impossible.
it would take a couple armies to dispatch such a dragon.
What if I get a handful of dwarves, a hobbit, and a crazy wizard?
I like this guy.
I believe the dragon having invisibility ruins the plan.
Oh, damn.
And you don't have a magical ring.
Damn. Okay. No, he
Pull aggro
Or
and
giant
no,
eagles.
seriously though, he's like,
drag him over here
He-
and
he's
have
like-
the kaiju battle.
That's a good idea, honestly.
he's like,
Who's cockier, the Sphinx or the dragon?
came here a year ago.
Probably.
Try to find this place.
Found it.
Stephanie, shut up.
If you are saying there is no hope,
Should have just talked to Sandwich.
I
Just
will-
teleported us right in.
I will try to
We have
accept what you say, but I admit it is hard. This was where my forefathers came from. I heard the stories. I did not think it as bad as you say, but only a few escaped. Fortunately for me, my forefathers were among them.
I'll tell
For
you.
bringing me this news, you have my help in whatever you
And
need.
my axe.
And my axe, yes. Whatever you need, I will be there for you. But if I may, keep these.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will say, despite the millennia that this place has been under ash and siege, the forges still burn bright gold and orange.
They do so?
The
As-
fires of your people have not yet been
You're piloting
extinguished.
Leon. Have Leon show him the sword that he made and the forge.
He actually does. And again, this dwarf, Carpentier, he's like, may I? And Leon hands him the sword. He takes it and he's
This is a piece of shit.
like, no, he's like,
Don't
This is-
fucking do what?
this is perfect. If I may, and Leon nods.
I think it's
And he
the best.
keeps it. And he's like, you have restored my faith. My faith in people. Not many would be so kind to myself or my people in general. At least on this continent. To see such as you giving me these gifts, like I said, I will give you whatever I can. Lead the way.
Welcome aboard. I was like,
As
Okay?
we're
He's pretty stout. When you slap him, surprisingly, he doesn't move an inch.
You feel rock.
"Aw,
Yeah, it's like hitting a
that's so-
tiny rock and stone. Inspiration.
as we're setting up camp, I would like to pull him aside.
Okay.
I know you're not from these lands and you're willing to help us. We appreciate the aid. What is your goal after all of this?
Are you trying to recruit this motherfucker?
Shut the fuck up.
What do you mean after all of this? After
After
I
we're-
mean, I don't understand exactly what it is you are
After we're
trying to
done with
do.
this-
You just said save the world.
after we're done with this continent, what do you choose? Do you choose a life of adventure, or do you want to go back home and inform them of what has happened?
I have no one left. So as I said, I am at your service.
I can offer you a life of adventure, friendship, and journey if you have seafaring legs after all this is over.
Seafaring. Never been one much for the sea, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
I'll yell from assistance. And lots of beer!
We do.
You
drink,
had me at beer.
We do drink a lot on
You
the
had
ship.
me at beer.
I am the captain of a pretty fine fleet of vessels that I think it would do good to have someone of your strength and your power after we get out of these forbidden lands. That way you can at least see more of the world and at least maybe learn more about your culture besides just the dragon. You could find if there was any resemblance or left in any other continent or anything like that, just to give you more of an opportunity to look and just learn more about your forefathers that did escape. They didn't all go to the same place. It's the same offer I was given. That's how I escaped this area.
I will think on your words, but I lean towards yes. But allow me to think.
That's fine. I will pull out my old pipe,
Mhm.
and I'll say, just a little token to help ease your mind if you're gonna crack that bottle. And I'll give him the pipe, and I'll give him a little pouch.
Oh yeah, he happily takes it, lights it up, smokes it, and he shares the wine with the drink with you.
I'm taking a drink after the fucking day we had today.
and-
Fuck yes.
Yeah, and these two start passing the pipe and the drink back and forth, and
You're at least giving me a glass of this ancient
absolutely,
tea,
he
right?
Corbertier hands it over to you because it is now his. So he is the one in charge of that one.
And then the half orc, I'll throw him the werewolf hide that I let her borrow
Okay.
because he doesn't have winter clothes. I'll just throw it to him so he can at least warm up a bit.
Yeah, Carpentier doesn't seem as phased by the colder temperature, but Bellam and Yarick definitely are cold. And actually,
The halfling can just like hide out next to my leg under
He-
my cape.
if you offer that, you now have a pet halfling next to your leg. He's like literally like huddled under your cape next to it.
Yeah.
He might be checking something out, but
Percy 3.
he might be looking at your ass a little bit.
bit.
He's like, yeah.
Found Percy on
Cheap on
footfinder.com.
She's my healer.
Yeah.
You mean tiefling.com?
Yeah. But yeah,
Teethmeat.com.
So that is where you guys are. You are now at that at near the base of the mountain, which is higher elevation than where you were. It is colder because it is night and everything. It'll probably warm up during the day, but it's still colder due to the higher elevation.
We're simply going to windscreen, fire, bundle for warmth,
Absolutely.
and wait out the night.
And you absolutely do. Yes.
If possible, before the night ends, I would like to go over to the dwarf and ask him, is there anything you want to know about? Because I can tell things that have happened based on touching certain objects.
Okay.
I can tell you a little bit more of what happened based off touching the blade or the scroll to give him like just some more information about what happened and what happened to his forefathers, if he
Okay.
wishes it.
So
He just sees Leon making it again.
It's not with this fire that we have here. You need an actual forge.
No, the blade that
okay,
Leon
so
gave him was the one that he made.
Yeah, but the blade was parts of the blade were made before we got there.
So, what he does is he actually starts digging in a small satchel that he had gathered from the cart that had all their gear when he grabbed his stuff. He grabbed that, and in that satchel he kind of digs around a little bit, and from it he pulls out what looks like a small medallion, and he hands it to you and says, "This was given to me from my father, from his father before him, and so on. Eventually from my ancestor, great grandfather, who actually left Von Borim himself."
I'll use Grim Psychometry on that to make a history
Okay.
check.
Oh.
Nat 20 for 21.
Wow. That is perfect that you got a nat 20.
Yeah, it was a 16
How
and a 20.
convenient.
So, as you concentrate on this, holding this medallion, you get almost like a 24-hour straight movie that streams into your head at the speed of light and happens over the course of like 10 seconds. Your mind is almost overwhelmed by it, and it takes you a second to comprehend everything, all the information that has just streamed into your head. What you understand now is that the rod that was placed in Von Barim, just based on the timeline of everything and how long ago it was,
Well, the rod was placed in Von Barim.
this was probably the very first rod.
I'd happily write that info down.
I am.
Well, I'm not stopping you.
Well, no. I don't have to write it down. I have a telepathic link to the whole fucking shadow. They can figure that shit out when I tell them.
The city of Von Barim housed over 60,000 dwarves, which
Fucking Christ.
in this world, that is a massive civilization.
Yeah, that's
That's
like on
I think
par
in
or
any
more than
world.
Ravensbarrow.
that is bigger than Ravensbarrow, or close to it.
Yeah, because Ravensbarrow, last I was told, was like 50.
50,
right?
yeah. So it is huge. Okay. The population of Von Barim, they were completely self-sufficient on this continent. They didn't need anyone. And many times they fought off orc and goblin encroachment on their territory. Okay. Specifically the orcs, who constantly were trying to encroach on their territory because they knew that the dwarfs held riches.
Yeah.
Not only did they hold riches, but to fight and defeat dwarves was valiant and powerful and showed strength, which gave them status. So they would do it just for the sheer love of it.
How about Drek?
We'll get there. But other than that, Von Barim had zero contact with the rest of the world. They remained isolated. They were kind of xenophobic in that regard. They were isolationists. They kept to themselves. What you do see is that this medallion apparently happened to be in the right place in the right time. You see a demon enter into an area that you guys were in Von Barim. The area where you started to see like lava flows blocking off hallways and stuff like that. Okay. It looks familiar to you, and you're pretty sure, okay, this is kind of
Where we first ran into the lava elemental?
yeah, similar areas similar to that. It might not be the exact area, but very similar.
Okay.
And that demon was very large, a large-sized creature, demon. You don't know too much about demons, but the nearest you could tell is that this has got to be a powerful motherfucker, just based on the looks, intimidate you. Just like holy shit, look at this guy. And he had a whole bunch of other smaller, lesser demons, just like an army of them surrounding him. Okay. They went and found a spot within the center of Von Barim. Somewhere you guys didn't see. It was blocked off by these lava tubes. Okay, and all the lava that come through. And he jammed the rod into the earth, and it bored down through, just like you've seen it do before, creating a hole in the ground, down into the earth. And when it did, the volcano began to erupt. As the volcano began to erupt, the demons went and began slaughtering everyone they could. The lava did its share of damage. The ash and dust from the volcanic eruption also did its share, blocking off hallways, choking out people, causing them to die where they stood. Okay. But the true death and damage was these demons. The volcanic eruption was a cover-up to hide what was going on. About 75% of Von Barim was actually filled with lava. You guys barely touched on the entire city.
We were lucky, and we were fortunate enough to not see that portion.
Exactly.
And just, you know, he's the only one who sees any of this.
Yep. And looking at it, you get a view of the entire area, and it is essentially from that time for a couple thousand years, that area and 100 miles around it, damn near inaccessible. Okay, over time, some things opened up. Okay, just due to shifting tectonic plates causing things to loosen, creatures that burrow, like big-ass dragons, breaking up stone and stuff and causing access to different passageways, allowing passage back into Von Brim. But it was basically destroyed. That is what you learn.
Yep. And
Lordom.
I'll repeat word for word the major points of like the demon, the metal saw, what happened, and the root was the cause of it. Everything. I'll tell him everything.
And he starts asking more questions about this root and what this all has to do with it, and like, you know.
At that point, I'll look over to Gold as I'm repeating the story, and I wave him over at this point. He's probably going to need to be a part of this.
Do I need to explain the route?
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
a nap.
but I am.
And
Okay.
But before you do, I will explain to
I've
you
got the fire
what the
going.
medallion
Okay.
saw
In the meantime.
and how it is that the place that we were was the main point of where the first root was ever placed, and that they used the volcano as a cover-up to do a genocide.
First rod was it?
The first rod was they used that as a cover-up to cause a mass genocide of dwarves.
That's amazing information to know. Jason, can I cross-reference my map and see if there is even a rod having been known to be placed in this location? Because
As-
I don't remember that being the case.
As you look at the map, something you notice, you take your map of talk, and you take your ley line map. Something you didn't really pay attention to before. Well, actually, give me a perception check.
19?
Looking at the ley line map, something you didn't really notice before is the way the ley lines cross and intersect. There are clear spots of this is here, this is here, this is here. But there's almost like resonant frequencies, very, very faint lines, almost imperceptible, that are also crossing across this map. There are twice as many intersections as you could have even thought. One of them goes through the heart of Von Brim, but it is such a faint line for both these two lines that intersect that you didn't even notice it.
I'll go ahead and explain the story of the route, how the planes are intersecting, that demons are involved, and that we're on a global mission to stop the spread of this to our new dwarven friend. But I'm immediately going to ignite a silver fire in my wrist and mention to Silver, and honestly to the rest of anyone in the fucking shadow who will listen, and say, there are twice as many intersections as we thought of. We just left Von Brim, the ancient dwarven city, and there's clear evidence of a route. We have evidence that there are more intersections that we know about, and we need to investigate further. We may not be at death's door as we thought. We may still have a fighting chance. Please investigate further sites of demon activity, and please give me more information.
Well, that was the first one, but you do you Gold.
I don't think that's relevant to
I
the
think it
discussion
might
here.
be
I can't
based
even
on
hear.
how long
I didn't even
ago
hear
it
what you
was.
said because you hit.
I didn't mention it was the first.
Okay.
Although I don't think it particularly matters.
How long ago was it?
Oh, we've already known this has been like 1,000-year-old.
Yeah.
More than a thousand.
More than a
It's
thousand
been
years.
multiple thousands of
Okay.
years.
Yeah, this has been going on
Also-
for a long time.
Oh.
This I think I have to look back in my other notebook, but because I have the dates down in
Yeah.
there.
that's
But
okay.
this is like almost 2,000 years ago.
I'll look at Persephone and I'll tell her to come over and I'll describe the demon that I saw, and see if she knows what kind of ranking of demon that is.
Or like my uncle or something.
You know what? Give me a an intelligence check. It's just a very simple.
17.
So, with the 17, yeah, you know exactly what type of demon that is. That one, hold on, let me pull up the damn names of these things.
He is a.
Bitch.
Hold on.
Oh, don't say.
Yeah, I gotta pull up the damn name because I think I can't remember how it's pronounced, and I gotta find the damn name so I can pronounce it right.
Bitch is the word.
Come on, computer, quit being slow. Exactly.
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want is the name of this demon. What I really want.
I want Cold Stone.
It's right next to your house.
I know I'm gonna get it on the way home. It'd be great.
I miss ice cream.
Well,
Should
get better aim.
Go get ice cream.
I'm fat enough.
Worth it though.
Where are you? Come on, you. Almost.
One ice cream bowl right now.
Yes, but the one ice cream pipeline is very rich.
It slips and slides as you continue.
I'll find it very shortly. I'm almost there. It's just
Insert
taking.
name here.
No.
You're welcome.
Come on.
I'm so helpful.
Motherfucking
On the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, no, I
Well, get it out of there.
know it is. I just gotta find the exact name so I can fucking say it. There it is. Here we go. All right. It is a Goristro.
Or it's like Gorisco.
Goristro.
Whatever.
Goristro.
Gorilla.
Okay.
And he.
I
is
need
the
a wisdom
equivalent-
save from you.
A wisdom?
Yep.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Whoa.
Which is good because I got a plus nothing. Oh, he said saving throw? Hold on. Why
Yep.
do I keep. That's a 22. I keep getting the checks and
Checks
the saving
and
throws
throw,
mixed
yeah.
up with the D&D Beyond.
Secret. I got a secret.
La 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 la. Making a bunch of
I'll
noise so I
probably write
can't
it
hear the
on
whistle.
Mhm.
the napkin.
I didn't hear anything anyway. It was so low. I could barely hear
I could
except
hear
for
a
like
couple words.
I could
so
hear like
started
2
to
words, and that
go,
was it. And I was like, okay. Zach didn't hear shit.
No, but that's okay. I can be filled in later.
Nope.
If it's
Oh.
not immediately relevant.
Oh, the demon type is Goristro.
Garistro?
Yeah, that's the type.
Goristro.
That's the type
It's
of
like a
demon. it
gorilla,
was.
but with fundamental differences.
No, they're a little. They are
No
definitely
fundamental
more,
differences.
they're,
So,
no, they are
it's
very
exactly a
they are
gorilla.
very different. Okay, so basically, these guys.
Could 100 humans take this thing off?
What Persephone would be able to know about these guys? Do you tell them about Goristros in general?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you would be able to tell them is that Goristros are huge size fiends. They are chaotic evil. They're nasty.
Say.
They are pretty damn big, and they are anarchy incarnate. Okay. They resemble kind of hunched primeval minotaurs, bearing abyssal war wounds and things like that. I mean, these things are warriors. These are like, when it comes to demons, these things are the elite fighters that are like on the front lines, wiping people out left and right.
I know one guy that would want to take one over.
It's cold.
No, it's you.
I know 2 guys who don't want to take one on.
So
Is
they
it still
are
gold?
Golden Ajax, side by side.
they are
Sword
extremely
and axe,
powerful.
ready to.
The other thing you would know, just because of what you know about them, if you choose to share it, is that
You're in my
Goristros are
I
resistant
still see you
to
as
cold,
Ajax, so-
fire, and lightning, and they're immune to poison and the poisoned condition.
Sure, I will share that information.
That's actually
We're not gonna
They're
remember
immune to
that.
what?
They're immune to poison and the poisoned condition.
Brother,
Oh,
gold.
And they're
no,
resistant-
my poison bill.
Yeah, and they're resistant to cold, fire, and lightning.
Resistant to lightning.
Dude,
It's-
demons.
Yeah, well, I picked the wrong thing.
Yeah, you
That's
picked
what
the
it
wrong campaign, buddy.
Yeah.
is. At least it's not completely immune like everything else has
Nope.
been.
Nope, just resistant.
Go play in a non-demon campaign with that build.
Yeah, honestly, dude, go fight dragons. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, they're
Mark is back
only,
up the
Blue
mountain.
dragon.
they're only resistant to, well, depending on the color. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a blue dragon.
They're all blue.
It's a blue dragon, a bronze dragon,
And a
and
copper dragon.
Yeah, copper.
All right, so
Lightning bros.
Blue, copper, and sapphire.
That is
Fuck
the-
me.
that is the information you get. And
Listen.
when you tell Carpetier about the roots and about everything, you explain that to him. He's just kind of listening, kind of nodding occasionally. He goes, "I see. I've already pledged to be at your service, and I hold to that vow. I will be with you until the end if you accept. Whatever this scourge is, it has wiped out my ancestors. And therefore,
Yeah, this guy's
I am
cool as fuck.
honor bound to offer up my service and my life to rid this world of it.
This seems a little too easy. Can I make a perception check to see if he's root influenced at all?
Actually, it'd be an insight.
The vibe check.
Yeah, shit. Let me vibe check this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Vibe check.
Vibe check. Can't pass that.
That's a 6 in the vibe check. Can't pass that.
Bro is so cool.
You guys
That's a
are.
1 on the vibe check.
Okay.
Can't
Oh,
pass
no.
that.
You guys
I
are.
cannot
You guys
vibe
are.
check, though.
Do it.
You guys are.
That's a nat 20 on the vibe check.
So you
Best
three.
vibe.
You three are
Immaculate
100%
vibes.
convinced that
We're dapping this
that
guy
this
up
guy's
already.
that this guy's on the up and up. Okay. Persephone.
Thirsty? No, this man's fucking
No.
evil as shit.
Persephone.
Boys be boys.
He seems like he is telling the truth.
Okay.
You believe. Whether he is or not remains to be seen, but you definitely believe it.
I believed in it to begin with. I just thought it was funny. I wanted to do the vibe
Mhm.
check.
He's gonna be the next TOGG. Believe it.
I do love
So-
the straight roll vibe check.
Yarick, this whole time, okay, is still clinging to your leg underneath your robe
Good old
and still shivering, but trying to hold a brave face.
It looks like he's humping your leg.
It does kind of look like that,
Stop.
and he might be, but you know,
You know how about you and the freaking maze
He's
get a
leaning
room or
into it a little
something?
bit.
maybe a little.
Is he an attractive halfling?
Yeah,
Percy's just
He
like, you know what,
actually
we
is.
can work with this.
he's.
Checking.
I mean, if you want to go numbers wise, he ain't a 20, he an 18, so he's still up there.
He's legal, that's what I heard.
Yeah. No, he's
How old is
for
legal
for
in
being a
years?
halfling, he is
You have to
a
ask
very
that, do you?
handsome young man,
You're not wrong.
and he's a bard, so a lot of his
Hasn't been
his
defined,
handsomeness
we need to know.
is his charm. He's very charismatic.
He's my healer.
Hmm.
My own personal simpy healer.
He can do that. Yeah, he knows how to do that.
Pocket heals.
He will serve and protect.
Alright, you stay here.
You just put him in a bag,
Oh, she's
like a
got
It's
little,
just
pocket
on my
maybe.
leg.
like
the
a
whole
little
time.
chihuahua. It's like a chihuahua. That
You've
just
got
goes-
like the harness on your chest. Like the,
And all he does during combat is this.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Yep, I do. I got.
Reaches
You're,
up.
you're all right.
healing touch.
Don't let me get hit. I don't like it.
Cure wounds.
Mom, help me. Getting
Kind of-
hit.
He doubles his armor.
Hey, just feed me some cheesy poops
Percy's
and I'll be
suddenly has the
okay.
highest
You know?
HP in the whole party at like 21. Just because all 5 of those are from the fucking gnome. Or the
Mom, where's my cheesy poop? Mom, hot pocket. My mom's not into German cheesy poop.
I like to be wine and dine before you fuck me.
Alright, so we settle down for the night, we take a nap, please, and then we adventure in the morning.
Yep.
I'll take the first watch.
So, all right. So you got first watch.
I will take first, second, and third sleep.
Okay.
Oh,
First watch. Give me a perception check.
I'll take second watch.
So now you guys are actually sleeping at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's warmer during the day. and
Yes,
we're
it
Fucked
is.
up sleep schedules.
21.
All right. During the
Switching
night,
from overnight
the
to day
only
shift
thing
now.
that you notice is that Yarick, for as small as he is, snores like a motherfucker.
Alright, well, he cannot sleep next to me.
That's
He's
fine.
dead to us.
Jason, do you think snore as bad as you do?
No, worse.
Oh, God.
I don't even know.
Oh, no.
Actually, I've gotten a lot better since I've lost
I-
weight.
I may...
A lot better.
I don't believe you.
I may have killed
And I
our
don't
new
plan to
healer.
test it.
I would like, while I'm watching the ground, I'm just gonna do the one thing that I haven't done in the longest time is try to commune with the hammer and also try to clean it and maintenance it because I haven't really done
Okay.
that.
Sure, fuck his
All
hammer.
right.
Sharpen my hammer.
There's literally still basilisk guts on it.
Basically.
Ooh.
Give me a perception or wisdom save. Sorry,
Perception.
wisdom save.
Yep, it's dirty.
Yep, there's shit on it. Oh god. Fuck me. That's only a 14.
Okay.
I
Good to
thought
know.
of that.
So your watch is over. Who's got second watch? Me. All right. Roll perception.
See something in the bushes? I'm gonna kill it.
It's a sphinx.
God bless him.
Don't
Rolls
play like
just
that.
shit. 13.
Okay. So during your watch, everyone's sleeping. Once again, Yarick snoring pretty fucking loud.
Keeping
You-
silence on him, or...
Step away for a little bit to take a leak,
It didn't last that long.
and while you are going, you notice that, hey, if I
can
Hit that
totally write
leaf.
My name.
if I hit that leaf, I can like make it bend. I might be able to make. Okay, cool. And you're just like playing and
He's
hanging out.
peeing his name into
You're
the
trying.
snow.
Well, there's no actual snow right
Oh, okay.
here, but you're like peeing and you're like
It's still
trying to hit
steaming
a
off the
specific
rocks.
target, and you're just having fun with that.
Hmm.
And that's the only thing that happens in a watch.
Wow.
It was very uneventful.
Yeah.
Other than you did hit the target with your piece, so you're very happy about that.
Yeah.
Who's got third watch?
I guess Gold. He's gonna be the crankiest
We
motherfucker
have
come the morning.
NPC who just
No, no.
vouched his allegiance to us.
Fuck that. Gold doesn't trust him yet.
We're literally
we
said,
dapped
I
him
laid
up.
down my life for you. We all did a vibe check and he
Yeah.
passed.
Okay.
Well. You
That
got it.
is a
Passed
23.
The vibe
Okay.
check. I didn't say we passed. I
So-
said he
Fair
passed.
enough.
On your watch,
Gold only getting 8 hours of sleep.
on your watch, eventually, Yark's snoring gets a little bit quieter, and he
Good,
seems like he
nice
is he is sleeping a little more deeply. But other than that, nothing else happens.
That's fine.
You all wake up. The sun is just starting to peek up over the horizon. It is still pretty damn cold. It is below freezing still, but you know it'll start to warm up some, and the light is coming up, so you can see just fine. No dark vision needed. It's morning time. Where are you guys going?
The other direction that Gold
Alright.
told us last time.
So,
I believe that'd be due south. currently.
not quite due south. Give me survival checks as you attempt to figure out where you're
Come on,
going.
boy, you good at this.
get
Get in there.
Theoretically, I'm good at it.
I could roll higher.
Unfortunately, I only rolled below 8 this evening, so 12.
26.
All right. Once again, Bjorn goes
Yeah,
this way,
I'm not even
and Gold
playing.
goes this way.
that is unbelievably out of character for my character. Being,
It is completely in character for what's been
Sorry,
happening.
Gold's been here before. Done that.
So,
God bless.
as
Literally
you,
can't roll above 6 on like the checks that I
I know.
purposely.
The only, I'll be honest, the only reason I'm doing this is because I get advantage. Otherwise, we'd be in the same fucking boat.
Oh my God.
So
It's atrocious.
That way.
you believe, all right, where we need to go is actually kind of south by southwest. So not quite south, a little bit westerly.
We're hugging the mountains then.
You are. You're basically going along the edge of the mountains. Okay? The other thing you do know, though, is this is where you're heading. It was one of the clearly defined intersections.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know there are more.
Well, we're gonna hit this one first.
Okay. So you begin to head in this direction. And from where you're at, it looks like it is probably going to take you about a week to get from here to where you think the intersection is.
Well, I guess we're gonna boil snow and make some water because we
There you
got
go.
a long ways to go.
He
Which-
just said there is no snow.
Not at your current elevation, but you don't have to go too far up.
Not
if you
at
want
our
some.
current elevation.
Not you don't have to go too far up if
The
you want.
drunk
some.
over here going, "Ugh, yeah, I mean,
So
You gonna make a living?
That is a current concern
out
at
of
this
an
point,
hour.
though. All you have right now is that kind of sulfur-infused water, which Persephone has no problem with, but none of the rest of you have tried. And to be honest, due to this time and not saying that you're actually drinking any water, I need the three of you to give me Constitution saves.
God damn it, D&D Beyond stuff. Take me out of my character sheet.
I'm good at this.
That
tells me
looks
I'm
like
gonna
a good
roll
number.
natural one.
the highest con save ever made, 19.
All right.
The highest.
Natural 20 minus 1, huh?
No.
Oh.
I don't have -1.
I was just guessing.
It's just been straight die rolls this
Okay.
whole time.
Does a 29 pass?
Maybe.
I got a 19.
Take a
Okay.
-20, sir,
So-
for being a cuck.
all three of you, you're not happy, but you're doing okay.
I got cotton tongue.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but
That's not
you're
bad.
doing all right with it. But yeah, water would be good. Something other than that sulfur-infused crap that Persephone's drinking and doesn't seem to have a problem with. Okay. So you have a journey ahead of you. What is your plan? You definitely do need to find some water. You also probably should find some food because you are slowly running short on rations. You still have a decent amount of purple worm meat, but that is starting to get thin too.
Alright, well, if
So-
y'all want to hunt for water, I can go catch us another elk or something.
Yes.
I can spend a first level spell slot for good berry and make sure we're all fed for the day.
Okay.
And we can continue to hunt for additional rations in the meantime.
Okay.
As far as water, between the two of us, we should very easily be able to
Yeah,
make
rinse and
Survival
water
checks.
for the next several days.
Yeah, survival checks. I'll say go ahead and roll 3 survival checks each. And if you want to hunt for another freaking elk,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a giant eagle again.
all right, go ahead and give me perception checks as you
Wow.
try to
Wow.
find an elk.
Come
That's
in
actually-
Or-
if you want.
So,
Give me 3.
Yeah, that is kind of unusual for me.
dirty 20 on day 1.
Okay.
Nat 20 for 29 on day 2.
That's right. Plus 2.
Day 3 is 28.
I don't know the order, so I'll just
I
say
just do left to right.
I got a +7, so that's 23, 11, and 23.
Okay. Between
We're
the two of you, you managed to find plenty of water, either through moving up to slightly higher elevations
It's
and
like a
getting
creek or
snow and
something.
melting it, and then letting it warm up enough that it doesn't fucking freeze you on the inside and make
Oh, I
things
can
worse.
eat it too.
Yeah,
so-
that too. Prestidigitation.
91.
But you managed to find enough that way, or from finding sources of water that you can capitalize on, that you end up with enough water for the entire week of travel. Food wise, Persephone, what do
8,
you
8, 16.
8, 8, 16? Okay, so
I'm doing it for an hour because that's as long as that thing lasts.
okay, so it's basically 1 hour over 3 days. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. It takes you the first 2 days you don't find it. The third day, all of you are really running short on rations. Yes, you can use Goodberry to meet your needs if you absolutely need to. But on the third day, Persephone, you do manage to find and capture a fairly decent sized elk and basically just drop it into fucking camp. And now you guys, you're like, okay, this should be enough meat to cover us for the next few days easily.
It's not gourmet, it was panicked. It's full of adrenaline.
Yep, but that just adds to the spice, right? So
Makes it tougher.
it does. No, but you have enough of food and drink that you figure you can make it through this week of travel. So that is no longer an issue. What is an issue is the terrain and the travel itself. So On day 2, as you are traveling, I need everyone to make perception checks.
14.
27.
Okay. You don't see shit.
No, I'm good.
Anyone who got a 15 or higher.
What about me?
I got a 14, so don't
Oh,
even
Okay.
just kidding.
So everyone who got a 15 or higher, why did this do this? I want to go to that. So, as you are going on day 2, 15 or higher, you notice that since you are in kind of the slightly higher elevations of the upper foothills of the mountains, you see mountains off to your right as you are heading kind of south-southwest. And it is lower elevations moving off to the southeast and the east. Up on the right, in the mountains, you notice on day 2 there is some movement. Some rocks begin to kind of fall down the side of one mountain, as if something disturbed them.
I would like to go ahead and just both hands out, like hold the party back. Lower hands, kind of like signaling for us to quiet down, and I'd like to make some observations and wait to see what's going on.
Okay.
So stealth and perception.
Okay, so give me a stealth check and a perception check then. Anyone else doing anything? Assist with
I
this or
will-
do anything?
Just shush. I will also.
I don't know how I can help him with a perception, so I'll roll my own.
Okay, you know that. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like if
Yeah.
you're doing your own thing, that's fine.
17.
All right. 18 on stealth, 27 on perception.
Why do I even roll?
I'm in favorite terrain still. I'm sorry.
19 on stealth and perception.
This whole continent is favorite terrain for me.
It's pretty good.
I did not get good for perception.
The long con is.
I'm looking
paid
at
off.
9 for perception.
It paid off in fucking dividends.
All right, so I'm gonna go around
You're
the
in-
table. What'd you get?
Core stall, nothing.
8 stealth. And did you do
I
perception?
did not. I never
Okay.
bothered to look.
18
Okay, for stealth or perception.
stealth,
Okay. What about perception?
27.
Okay.
19 stealth, 8 for perception, which I don't see shit.
What'd you have for stealth again?
18.
Okay. What'd you have for stealth?
19.
And stealth and perception for you, Bjorn. What'd you have?
I don't remember what I said. 17 perception. I'm not stealthy.
Okay.
Me neither.
All right.
Not by.
Y'all are just standing there like going, what's
Well,
that?
no, I tried.
Just standing there, arms crossed, looking off into the distance.
Okay.
All of a sudden, oh,
Finally.
Mr. 27 perception.
what do I see?
So, let's see. I'm gonna have to pull this up
No, you
so
don't.
I can get a description.
No, you don't.
Shit. Seems to have disturbed them. You see kind of a large shadow kind of move around and in between two of the mountains. Relatively fast. It is very, very large. And it moves. With that 27, you know clearly this is a dragon of some kind. Just based on the movement. You're not sure exactly what, but it is definitely a dragon. And from where you're at, it is probably a good 1,000 feet away because it's up on a mountain, but you know a bit about dragons. It could easily see this distance if it wanted to.
You said it's 1,000 feet away?
Probably 1,000 feet away. It can easily see this kind of distance.
Can I cast locate creature? I'm gonna go ahead and
You're estimating 1,000 feet. It might be slightly more, it might be slightly less. You're not sure.
I'm going to go ahead and name Ternanok, the dragon who I know. About 1,000 feet away, or sorry, the range is 1,000 feet from me. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Is that Ternanok as it's like kind of darting in and out?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna look at every one of these motherfuckers. and I'm gonna double at you. You just go.
What the fuck?
I haven't said anything. You're the one talking.
Shut up. Okay. So, you do that. As you do that,
Dragon today, not another one.
Apparently, we're not fighting anything today.
Okay. that movement of kind of like a shadowy outline that you saw. Okay. Remember now, you are now currently sleeping during the night and moving during the day. So it is daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the sun is out, it is shining. There are some clouds in the sky, so occasionally you do see some, shadowed areas, but for the most part, it is a sunny day. But you notice that shadow kind of dart around in between some of the mountains.
Does it appear as if it's stalking us?
You're not exactly sure yet, but it is definitely ginormous. And it kind of disappeared for a second between mountains. As Gold points this out, any of you that wants to can try to make another perception check to see if you can pick up the movement and where this thing is.
Am I eligible for this?
Yes, everyone is.
19.
A dirty 20.
Not 2029. That advantage, baby.
Why are
I'm
you even
telling you.
No, that's not
He's
what
a
I'm
one-man
laughing
army.
at.
Fuck it.
I see the motherfucker as he's like going hee hee hee, and he's just fucking darting around.
What I'm laughing at is my net one.
He fucking trips on a rock or something.
No.
Bro.
Who got a 15 or higher? Okay, everyone who got a 15 or higher. So that's all of you except for you.
Yep.
You saw it kind of go behind, like around the side of this one mountain, kind of the south side of the mountain, the direction you're traveling a little bit. And then lower down on the mountain, you all kind of see a head peek around.
This guy's out
As
for
if it was
vaccine.
being, I mean, it's still quite a ways away. It's almost 1,000 feet away. It kind of peeks around from the rocks. And it just so happens that the clouds kind of drift and move, and a shaft of fucking sunlight comes right down
It gets a god ray.
and almost illuminates its head.
Do
And,
we see the code?
and you see this thing.
The angelic choir
Okay.
as it shines
It's a
bright
fucking
red.
silver dragon.
No.
Oh, come on, that'd be
It's the
way
same
too
one
nice.
they promised never to come back to
Silver
see.
would be great to find.
I would love to see a silver dragon. It'd give us a riddle and be our best friend.
Yeah.
But
Metallic
no,
dragon.
Jason's gonna fuck us.
Okay.
It's a fucking copper dragon.
No. What you see is a gargantuan-sized head that is a deep, rich brown color, almost like a sable, if you will. And
Brass.
it is clearly visible to you three as
One
it's
of them
looking
likes
there.
playing jokes.
I will give you three insight checks.
I don't get advantage on that one, so.
But I don't think Bjorn would know anything.
I think we have piss poor roll. That's a 6 for me.
Okay.
Sure. Although I am technically using 14.
Okay.
25. I have +7 insight. What do you want from me?
When you're looking at it, you're like, this motherfucker thinks he's hidden. Because he's just like looking at you guys.
It, like half it, like the whole snout's exposed. You just
Oh,
see the
yeah.
eye.
Oh yeah, and it's just like,
Oh, man.
and it's like
goofy.
staring dead at you from like 900 feet away. It's just like staring at you guys, and you're
But
like
60
this,
fucking feet of.
this motherfucker
head.
thinks I can't see him.
I'm gonna look at Gold
How
and be like,
stupid is he?
I'm gonna
Like Shaq
lean
Barkley.
over to Gold and be like, I think this dragon has brain damage. It thinks it's hidden.
I'm gonna go ahead and just like whisper in your ear.
Wait, guys, what
They
dragon?
can probably hear us, so don't say that. Let's act like we don't know it's there.
I don't know there's a dragon.
Oh, yeah, there's a dragon.
You now know. Okay. And
Oh, gee.
Yarick hears that and goes, There's a what? There's a what?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Just cast silence.
You shut up or I'll cut your throat.
So,
chest
He
harness,
grips
just
onto
like-
your leg even more.
so
Take care of your
Gold is
chihuahua.
going to comically rub the back of his head facing away from the beast and go, "Ah, gee, I thought I saw something in the side of the mountain range. It must have been the wind, as it seems to have gone away." And I'm gonna say this in like a very clearly like sarcastic tone.
As 14 purple worms converge on your location.
All you hear is Row 06 going dark.
Right before they converge on you, like all around you. Cuts to the
No, they hear me
JoJo.
going with the bit and they go, "You know what? This guy's cool," and walks away.
to be continued.
Okay. Now, as you do that,
Please don't tell me it advances.
okay. So now I need all of you to make perception checks again. You don't have to if you don't want to, but
It's fine.
17.
Okay.
If it's important, they'll tell me.
21.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Yours is just staring straight
So-
at it.
As you say that and do that, all of a
Unspoken
sudden,
eye contact.
it. Anyone who got higher than a 20, or I should say
Stop me.
20 or higher,
Yay, me.
It's like
No-
your dog.
notices that the head kind of cocks a little bit to the side, and then it disappears. See it. And that's where we're going to end for
It
tonight.
fucking has invisibility.
Oh, it's the fucking same dragon from the goddamn mountain.
No, it's
No.
not.
Okay, so
Of
that's
the
where we're
red
going to
shadow.
end for tonight. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you had a good time. I know I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good
yeah.
time tonight.
big monster.
Yeah. And hopefully Logan will be feeling better and more rested for next session. And we will see you next week, the June 10th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 93 of Atavar Ascension. Later, everybody.
Good night.
Not gonna lie, I thought this was the 93. I thought we were gonna be at 94 next.
Nope, we are at 92 and we will be
I
at
am one off.
We have 8 more sessions till 100.
At Totally Online Gaming Group, we're more than just a brand. We're all part of a greater community. And as much as we love creating content that you all enjoy, we cannot do that without your support. Every purchase you make goes beyond just owning a product. It supports us in our endeavors to grow and eventually go full-time so that we can dedicate ourselves to creating even more of the content you love. With our exclusive range of merchandise, from stickers to cell phone covers, mouse pads, and mugs, and of course, a wide variety of t-shirts. You can show your support proudly wherever you go. Just hop on over to www.toggdm.com and click on the Visit Store link to see and get your own official Totally Online Gaming Group merchandise. But it's not just about the merchandise. You can show your support in other ways too. Following our channel, subscribing, or visiting our official website, www.toggroleplay.com, and sharing it with your friends. We hope you'll continue to join us for our adventures and become part of the Totally Online Gaming Group family today.